Welcome to Shawnee Mission District Stadium at Shawnee Mission South. Tonight's matchup between the 0-4 Shawnee Mission West Vikings and the 0-4 Olathe West Owls. It's homecoming here at West. I'm David Compton doing play-by-play, Mike Relihan doing the analysis, Chris Turner and DJ Turner doing the camera and game analysis, and Todd Walker is tonight's statistician. Welcome again to the game. West is looking for his first win after dropping last week's game to unbeaten Lawrence Free State 35-14. The game was 7-7 at halftime, but Free State outscored the Vikings 28-7 in the second half en route to the win. Olathe West enters the game at 0-4, coming off a close loss to Shawnee Mission North 35-34. Coach Tim Callahan is 103-58 overall at West, and this is the first meeting between these two schools. Olathe West is in its very first year of varsity football, entering the Sunflower League in football just this year. Something has to give in tonight's homecoming matchup. One of these teams will come out of this game with its first win of the year. So, as we're waiting for the band to come out on the field, we'll bring in Mike Relihan and Chris Turner, start previewing tonight's game, and guys, like I said, hear it at some point. Something's got to give here because one of these teams is looking for its first win of the year, and one of them's going to get it.
Well, the funny thing is when you find two teams like that, they're both going to be hungry this week. West overly motivated because it's homecoming week, and again, they've gone 13 straight without a win. Olathe West, they're trying to find themselves. New school, new football program, and again, they don't want to go the whole year without a loss. So it should be a good game. Unfortunately, you got two teams that are having some of the same problems, but should be a good matchup. Actually, should be a good game.
Before the band comes out, let's look at that matchup real quick. As we look in here, we have the stats matchup between Shawnee Mission West and Olathe West, and as you probably imagine with the records and what they've done, it really is fairly close.
Yeah, I mean, you go down the stats and you really can't pick out anything that's decidedly different. Total offense, you're within 20 yards of each other. You can give West maybe a little bit of the edge when it comes to rushing versus passing. I think the biggest difference what you see on the board here, Dave, is that just difference in points scored. West, has come out and they've been kind of a first half team and they've struggled in the second half, and they're only averaging just less than 2 touchdowns. Whereas you got there's two West. You got Olathe West, who's averaging at least 3 touchdowns a game. So that's probably the biggest difference I see. And then when it comes to points allowed, Olathe West giving up a lot of points, 40 there. I think that's a good sign for us. And then when you come down to turnovers, really neither team's doing that bad. When you think of you're only giving up 1 turnover a game is really not that bad. So I can't really give the edge to anybody on that.
That is one thing the West has done much better this year. Is last year we really had problems with turnovers. This year we've been pretty clean most of the time in the games we've gone. But yeah, you got to hope. That's one thing. In the beginning we've come out really well. In the first 2 games we were outscored our opponents 16-0 in the first quarter, but it outscored 43-0 in the second half.
Right.
And that's one thing you got to hope you get that consistency, throughout the game, and then they can come out and hang with and hang on to a game that they may have a lead in.
Well, and it's interesting because they've come out so strong in every game. I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think they've scored on their first drive on at least 3 or 4 games. And then they've put up points. They've gone ahead by either a touchdown or 2 touchdowns to start the game. And you're thinking, okay, we finally found ourselves. And then all of a sudden they kind of they fall off their game. They go in at halftime. A lot of times they've had some unfortunate things happen before halftime, so they go in without the momentum. But what's really disappointing, Dave, is when you look at the third quarter, they haven't scored 1 point in the third quarter this year. And it just makes you wonder what's going on there. Are we lacking in some like halftime adjustments? Are we just not coming? Are we running out of gas? What's going on? In that second half, and I think that's where they got to find themselves. When you see in so many games, teams that are successful are teams that come out in the third quarter, they put points on the board, and they get the momentum going for the second half.
That's something definitely we're going to have to look for. coming off, you had 2 games at the beginning of the year that were probably winnable, and you played close in both the games. The next 2 games are against teams that are in the top 4 in the state. I think Free State's second in the state, and Olathe North's 4th in the state.
Right.
And a very, very nice, really nice showing against Free State. They still have their issues, as we'll talk about in a little while. But you got to hope that you can take that into a game and into 4 games that the next 4 games that you got a shot to win if you play solid football.
Well, and I think that's the thing. If you're going to take something into this game that's positive, you got to say to yourself, you know what? We played against 2 of the, like as you said, Dave, 2 of the better teams in the state with Olathe North and Lawrence Free State, and now you're coming up against a team. Now the thing that works against you, and these are young kids, is they're normally going to say to themselves, oh, guess we're going up against a team that's 0-4. And you come from a football program like West where you're not used to losing, so it's really difficult to, in your mind, think, oh, wow, this should be a pushover game. But that's the last thing they need to do. This is a game where they really need to springboard to take on to the rest of the season, get themselves lined up for maybe a good position in the playoffs, and then anything happens at the end of the year.
So the band's coming out right now. We'll come back to talk about the some key players and keys to the game for both teams. Here's now the West Pride Marching Band under the directors of Bill Thomas and Kevin Hoopy, drum majors Betsy Armstrong, Alicia Taylor, and Grace Loya, dance team captains Peyton Panovich and Krista Stava. The colors tonight will be presented by Kyle Zapolnik, Sydney Bruce, Xavier Lager, Connor Zarko, and Cadet Lieutenant Commander Cardil Jokul. And again, here is the West Pride Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, as NJROTC Color Guard members, Zane Kahn, Taylor Thurber, Anthony Mays, Xavier Loger, and Cadet Commander Connor Zarko present our American flag, we ask that all spectators show respect for our servicemen and servicewomen who stand in harm's way to protect our cherished way of life. Please honor their sacrifice and courage by removing your hats and standing throughout the playing of our national anthem. The band would be honored if you would join them in singing the Star-Spangled Banner, followed by the West High School alma mater.
And again, the West Pride Marching Band under the directors Bill Thomas and Kevin Hoopy, drum majors Betsy Armstrong, Alicia Taylor, and Grace Loya. We're back here. We're about 8 to 10 minutes from kickoff here. This game, again, Shawnee Mission West versus Olathe West. And we'll try to get here a little bit better of maybe saying the Vikings and the Owls.
Right.
So we're not saying West all game. So we'll see how that goes. But as we talk about the Shawnee Mission West offense and some of the impact players that we're going to see tonight, you got it starting. Now, we got some changes already to this. We'll talk about that in a second. But you got it starting really up front for West, Shawnee Mission West.
Yeah, and I want to call out the guys up front because it's the bigs I think that are going to control the game today. And that's Lilla, Huff, Tynes, Hawkins, and Smith-Posey. I think it's really contingent upon these guys, Dave, to control the line of scrimmage. I see some opportunities in the run game. Obviously, the Owls have been giving up a lot of points this year. They're running a 3-4 defense. I think our guys come off the line of scrimmage. I think they get to the second level, and I think that provides some big opportunities for our backs. So I look for these guys to have a big game, and I hope they control the line of scrimmage. Then you talk about number 10, the quarterback, C.J. Callahan. And I think for him tonight, it's interesting. It's not one of those games where he needs to take over the game and make sure that we have a strong passing game, strong running game. Really, I just see him kind of managing the game this week. They've been running the veer a little bit more. It's going to be contingent upon him to be kind of that leader on the offense, making the right reads, and then really just kind of keeping everybody's heads about him and again executing down the field. Here's where I need to get an injury report each week because we did realize that Trayvon Gilliard's actually out of the game this week. I don't want to speculate anything. The report that we got that was a concussion protocol, so we did see him on the sidelines. And we definitely know it's not anything to knees, ankles, or above the waist. So we think it's injury. We think it's concussion protocols.
So we know Andrew Kinney's going to have to really step up this week because he's going to step up into that spot for Trayvon.
Right. I think we said earlier we think that Kinney and
probably
Cadeau, right,
and possibly
Gentry will share the time. But regardless of who's back there, like I said, I think that you're going to see some holes blown open. I think we're going to try to take advantage of that middle, and hopefully we have a big running game. And then I still think, regardless of who's in the backfield, Cadillo, I think he's key to the offense. I like him for several reasons. First of all, I like him as a lead blocker. I think that's going to really play into tonight because this is a team that we play against that really is contingent upon their linebackers to fill the holes. And I think our line gets up there into the secondary, and then you get Cadillo up there leading the block. And I think you'd be surprised if you don't see something break. And then the other thing I like about Cadillo is I like when we swing him out of the backfield. He's got good hands, and that's a kind of a good go-to safe passing play.
And on defense, so Olathe West, we're looking at it, they're about a 60-40 run-pass team. What do you see as West players that need to step up to get that first win?
Yeah, the funny thing is, unfortunately, Krause quarterback hasn't had a lot of success this year. I mean, he's less than 40% in completions.
And this isn't, even though it's Olathe West's first season, this isn't the first time we've seen him. He was the starting quarterback for Olathe North last year when we played him.
Right. Big kid, 6'3", tall. He commands himself really well in the pocket. Just hasn't had a lot of success passing the ball. Like I said, one of the you see down when we talk about their offense, a lot of it is just coming out of the backfield. Now, what I see is for our outside guys, I'm thinking Mike Williamson and Jacob Port really sealing the ends. Jacob Port played a nice role last week, did a really nice job on defense, and I think those guys are going to be really important. In the middle, Jerry Maldonado. He's stepped in now for the last couple of games. He's playing where we had some of those injury replacements at inside linebacker, and he's really trying to find himself. I think you're going to see him be a little bit more aggressive. Last week I thought he was a little tentative against Free State, but hey, if I'm stepping in the box against what's the big back for Free State?
Deneen.
I might be a little hesitant as well. That guy is obviously a D1 player, but I see Maldonado having a big game. Wesley Clark, I kind of see him as a quarterback of the defense. He typically plays free safety. He's kind of been been put into kind of a strong safety role. He's leading the team in tackles. He made a nice interception last week to really shut down one of the drives for Free State. He's going to have he'll be big on defense. And then Mishak Kyoko, and along with Dante Smith-Bosey, you're going to see those guys have a big game up the middle.
And one thing we may say, like we talked about Gilliard, we're going to have to look at the middle linebackers for West too. We may see some mixtures in there because of some injuries that are going on there at middle linebacker.
Oh, great point.
So
great.
We talked about Olathe West, the Owls offense. We said Zach Krause. We've seen him last year. He's gone from Olathe North to Olathe West for his senior year, and the ball's in his hands. A good majority of the time because he runs, he throws.
Yeah, and I think one of the things you'll see about their offense, he's never under center. So they're always in a spread. They're either going to be in trips or going to be in twins. He's had opportunities to throw the ball. Like you said, they throw the ball about 40% of the time. They run about 60% of the time. He's really kind of a game manager. He's going to do some zone reads. He's going to do a little bit of running on his own. But I think it's really contingent upon him and whether he can get some of these passes off for them to have some success tonight.
And they've got a sort of stable between running backs and receivers that get some work too.
Right. It's just the kind of the formations that they run. By far, Gavin McDaniel has been the kind of their guy that has been their runner this year. Kind of a shifty guy. He's not super big, not super fast, but he runs the ball really well. He's very patient in finding the hole. But he's averaging 6.6 yards and 116 a game. So obviously he's somebody we got to pay attention to. Number 16, this is where they're kind of interesting because one of the leading receivers, but you see him in the backfield most of the time, and a lot of times they're swinging him out in a wheel route, and I saw him go for like 45 for almost a touchdown last week. And so look for him out of the backfield. 12 receptions, 2 touchdowns this year. And then probably their big guy, and when I say big guy, because they're a young team, number 18, Connor DeLong, is one of their bigger targets, 6'2". He's got 2 touchdowns this year, and something we got to pay attention to. Defensively,
they're giving up about 40 points a game, so you got to hope West can take advantage of that. But who are some of the players we should look for tonight?
They have a relatively small line. They're going to play a 3-4 defense. They're going to play 3 down linemen. Probably the guy to watch for on the line is going to be number 47. He's kind of senior guy, Kellen Walsh. He's going to have a good, strong upfield rush. He's got 3 tackles for loss this year. Really, the guy I think is kind of the leader is number 51, is Jack Krasinski, He's very aggressive to the hole. He stunts a lot. Dave's laughing at me because I think I butchered his name, but anyway.
I don't think I'm going to do much better.
And then you look at the guys. Then it's really kind of the outside linebacker, free safety, Alex Burge, who's is one of their outside linebackers. You'll see him on the strong side, Dave, and he's going to seal. And then their strong safety, Terry Krause, is a really good tackler. That guy's leading the team with 10 a game.
And they do bring the two outside linebackers, Welsh and Burge. They do bring those guys up almost on the line into a almost say 5-2 look at times.
Right.
And so as we get ready to receive the kickoff here, what do you see as some of West's keys to victory?
Okay, I told Dave I was a little punchy last night when I was doing this, so I was a little ornery. Special teams last week was just, and we were going to see this at the kickoff. We didn't do a very good job on special teams. We definitely got to clean that up because we were playing on a short field the whole night. Line of scrimmage, Dave. We talked about the bigs up front. We got a short kickoff here. Hopefully, take advantage of that.
So taken short at about the 29-yard line and taken forward to the 34 or 5-yard return on that kickoff for West, and that's where West will start. 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line, and we'll go through these. We'll go through these keys as we get them though, because you want West to establish itself on the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball, right?
Exactly. And we do see Kenny in the backfield, Dave. So that's what we're going to start out with.
So Kenny is in the backfield, and he's going to get the first handoff, and he's going to take it cut up middle for a gain of about 3 yards to the 37-yard line.
And that's kind of what I'd expect tonight. If I'm West, I'm going to try to take advantage of my guys on the line. I got to take advantage of their 3-man front and think that I can go with my fullback lead and get into the second level on these guys.
So West, Shawnee Mission West with a 2nd and 7 from the 37. The give straight up to Cadillo.
Good
Takes
run,
it ahead
first down,
for the first down. He gets 8.
Yeah, I like that. We
Quick hitter.
Good read too by CJ. You don't see Cadillo run the ball too much on that quick hitter, but great gain on that play.
So a first down after an 8-yard gain for Cadillo. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line west, the Shawnee Mission West 45-yard line. Just coming in 11 minutes to play in the game, and there's that first play looks like duplicated there, and not quite as successful as the first time. Maybe a gain of 1 on that play, it looks like.
No, the same thing, trying to go over that right side and just trying to establish the run game. And what you're going to see, too, with this Olathe West Owls defense, they're going to stack the box, Dave. They're going to, like as you said, their outside linebackers essentially are playing like stand-up defensive ends, and then they're going to stack their middle linebackers really tight to the line, and they're pretty aggressive to the ball.
So an interesting thing that we saw, we started seeing in the third game was Callahan getting the plays from the line of scrimmage. From the sideline, he's coming over after every play and getting the play. And a gain of 2 on there is going to bring up 3rd and 7, and we had a nice run on 2nd down last time to get the first down, but this is a long 3rd and 7. So Callahan back to pass. He's looking. He's got Will Humphreys out there. Will's going to take it up to that. Will's going to take it up to the 42-yard line. So
I like that, Dave. It was a nice play. Really well-run route by Will. Come back to the ball, got his hands up, received the ball really well, and was beyond the line or beyond the down marker.
So a 1st and 10 at the Olathe West 42-yard line for Shawnee Mission West. Cadillo comes in motion. The give there to Kenny. He's trying to duck inside, and he gets there for about 2. Thought he might have got to the 40, but they're going to mark him at the 41-yard line. So Kenny with a run of 1 on first down will bring up 2nd and 9.
He was close to breaking that one almost.
Yeah, it'll be, he's played some, but it's his first real where he's the man. He's come in and spelled Trayvon and done a good job. But we'll see as he gets the feel for this game how he progresses in here. There's a swing to Clark, who's going to take advantage of a nice block, and we're going to have a personal foul face mask also. So 30. So we got a 11-yard gain on the pass to Wesley Clark, and then we're going to get 15 more yards there on the face mask by Olathe West. So a nice swing pass right there. Really nice block out here by the wideout that really freed him up.
And that's interesting. I like that play in many ways. First of all, what I saw was typically the Owls were giving up a lot of room on the outside. Humphreys did a nice job. We definitely have a decided advantage when we look at the size match on our corners compared to our wide receivers on their corners. So hopefully we can take advantage of that during the game today.
So a 5-yard penalty on the face mask instead of 15, and there's the quick hitter right up the middle to Cadillo again is going to get 2 to the 28 or the 23-yard line.
Is that the only one that saw that?
Run by number 32.
Wesley Clark's out there in the slot. Nobody lined up against him. And
I think that option pitch was wide open too, but
he's out there.
I don't know if he was supposed to read that fullback
I'll tell you what,
or
that
what.
safety is.
There's no way that safety's going to get over to him, and that's what they're looking at right now.
It is.
Nice catch.
Wesley
Clark with a great catch. So here's the touchdown pass, and you know what, guys? We have the ability to do this again. So we watch this replay here. What a great throw and a great catch right in the back of the end zone for Wesley Clark for that touchdown.
Now, I'll tell you what, both great throw and catch. For him to be able to catch that ball, I mean, literally his body's out of bounds, out of the back of the end zone, and he drags his toes through. What a nice play.
So with 8:16 left in the first quarter, Pending the extra point, West up 6-0.
Oh, goodness.
And there's the extra point. Ruben Anderson gets it up, and it's 7-0 West with 8:16 left to go here in the first.
That was a
first
good job
quarter.
by the holder there on that extra point. It was kind of a low snap, and he kind of bobbled it a little bit and got it back on the tee for him.
So, you know what, guys? That's sort of funny. The coaches didn't call that the first time. Those 2 plays in a row that the safety was way over the top in the middle of the field, and there's no way he was going to get to that guy in the slot.
Was Wesley on the near side that first down, or was he on the far side? The same side?
I think the same side. We said the same side, but they just didn't. They saw it the first time, and then they went back to it. They went back and they lined up the same way the second time.
Yeah, because it looked like the whole route that he ran, it looked like he could have threw it to him at any time, and he was pretty much open.
Right. That really surprised me. I don't know what the safety's thinking on that. I mean, why he didn't rotate over on top of him. But, hey, great for West to recognize that and a great play execution.
So West, Shawnee Mission West, draws first blood with 8:16 left here to go in the first quarter. 7-0 lead, and Ruben Anderson's going to kick off to the Owls. There's the kick. It's going to be taken around the 22-yard line, taken upfield, and stopped at the 30-yard line. So an 8-yard return for Olathe West, and that's where they'll start their first drive of the game with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Again, Zach Krause is the quarterback, the former Olathe North quarterback, now at Olathe West. And Gavin McDaniel as his lone setback right now. And we'll see. We have 4 receivers, 2 to each side. There's the snap. He's looking to throw from the very beginning. There's a good and nice hit.
Oh, are they going to call roughing?
So Cadu.
Are they going to call helmet to helmet or something? No, you're kidding me.
Kudo,
did it look like his shoulder? Yeah.
To me, is a pretty good hit with the shoulder, and he just.
Oh man, that hurts. That's not.
So a 4-yard gain.
So it's not only in the pros; it's here too.
Questionable personal foul call for 15 yards. Going to take that up to the 49-yard line, guys.
Personal foul, defense.
I don't get that. He goes in. He didn't lower his head. He just drove through the guy on the catch.
That was iffy for sure.
I know roughing the passer is a big deal in the NFL right now, and that's just as bad right there. So there's the give. Nope, he's going to cape it, throw ahead. And
did he catch it? Yeah.
He caught it for a loss of 1, so.
Better off dropping it.
So Connor DeLong with a loss of 1 on that catch. Coming on 7.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Kind of interesting seeing that option pass. Now that was a forward pass.
Yes.
They can run that as an option with quarterback running forward and still throwing that back. But interesting. I haven't seen them run that play yet.
So Olathe West taking quite a bit of time here. Play clock's down to 5, so we'll see if they get it off here. 1.
No.
They just get it off. And there's a rush. He's going to go throw. He's got a man. Had a man wide open. It was McDaniel.
Was he not past the line of scrimmage, you think?
McDaniel down the line. We'll see here. We have the ability to do replays now. So we'll see. Here's the replay on the line.
49?
So the 48-yard line was the line of scrimmage. And he was just beyond. He was just about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. So
that kid was open. He missed that one, it looked like.
So we are trying to do some replays tonight as we'll go through here. There's Krause with the snap, the shotgun snap. He's looking. He's got a lot of time to throw, and he's got a man. Nice catch by number 4, Jackson Novacek, at the 33-yard line. So a gain of 19 on that play for a first down.
You got to give Krause some credit on that. I mean, give his line some credit. He obviously had a lot of time. He bought some time by rolling out of the pocket, then had a guy in his face, and give it to the receivers for working across the field back to the quarterback and giving him a target.
Kraus looking to throw again. Now he's running, stepping up in the middle. Nice stiff arm there. And he gets a gain of about 7 yards all the way up to the 26-yard line. So a nice gain on the ground for Kraus there.
Yeah, it's almost like an effective quarterback draw in that case. I mean, that's the thing you'll see about Kraus. I mean, they do run speed option a lot, so he is a running quarterback. You just can't give him a lot of space back there. Now, the thing that's troubling for us is we've got the 4 wide receivers, so we've got to honor the 4 receivers, which obviously takes some of the linebackers out of play from rushing the quarterback.
Kraus gives
nice
it straight
tackle
ahead to McDaniel, and he's stacked up after maybe a yard gain. So this is going to bring up a big 3rd and 2 here at the 25-yard line. And I believe McDaniel's also – oh, no, I'm sorry, Connor DeLong, the big kid out there, is also the kicker.
Yeah.
So
correct.
He's got a little bit of a leg, but we'll see. I'm guessing they would probably go for it on 4th down if they don't get it here.
Yeah, you're looking at a 40-some yard field goal.
There's Kraus trying to draw West offsides down to 5 seconds on the play clock, and they may not get this play off. They're going to call timeout. They won't. So with 5:29 left to go in the first quarter, and Shawnee Mission West Vikings up on a 7-0 lead on the Olathe West Owls. We'll be right back after this timeout. So as we come back here from the timeout, Kraus takes it forward for a 1st down. A gain of 6 and a 1st down. And there's the ball out to.
Oh, he about stripped it.
Yeah, they
So
already
Caden
blew the whistle.
Barnard
Yeah.
has the ball,
wow.
and he almost gets stripped once, gets stripped a second time, but they marked his forward progress as down. So
Yeah,
Oh,
and
no.
that's what we talked about before the game. I expect to see a lot of that out of the backfield.
So a gain of 3 on that play. Bring up 2nd and 7 at the 19-yard or the 14-yard line. Kraus looking to throw again, and that's going to be a touchdown. Nope.
Oh, short.
He just short.
Just short.
About just a yard short. So a gain of 13 yards down to the 1-yard line. James Frazier, number 19. James, who's a sophomore, I believe, if I looked at it right. So they got, obviously in their first year, and I think their school is only 2 or 3 years old. Got a lot of young guys in this program.
And here's that star formation.
Got him.
Nice job. So
Dude, that's
Gavin
Xavier.
McDaniel goes
That's
down.
Xavier Gleese's 2nd tackle for a loss, I think. He's been getting in there.
So Gleese gets in there for a loss of, I'll give a loss of 2 on that, down back to the 3-yard line. And it'll be 2nd and goal from the 3. 4 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. And there's
Reverse.
the pitch back, the reverse.
Oh, they're gonna
and
throw
it's
it
a
to him.
reverse pass. And it's the pass from number 2, Alex Burge.
And Burge is actually the backup quarterback, Dave.
A lot of moving and switching and reversing and confusion.
So the quarterback catches the ball from the backup quarterback. A 3-yard touchdown pass from Burge to Kraus makes it 7-6, and we'll see what goes on here with the extra point. This is one thing. They kicked 4 of their 5 extra points last week. They missed one, and that was the difference in the game last week, losing 35-34, missed extra point. DeLong with the kick, and we're going to have
false start.
False start.
Yeah, push him back. Maybe he'll miss it.
So they'll be back five extra yards. See how that changes this extra point here. 3:47 again left to go here in the first quarter. A pair of touchdown passes, one by Shawnee Mission West, one by Olathe West. Has this game within a point.
No, they blocked it.
And a blocked extra point. So, you know what, guys?
Hey.
Hey.
That does matter.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It's the small things in a game like this, and we talk about this so often. It's just the execution, right, Dave? And how big is that? You talked about last week's game. They scored 34 points, and the one extra point came back, and it was the difference in the game. So mark that on the board, folks. That's a big play.
So a blocked extra point will keep Shawnee Mission West in the lead, 7-6. 3:47 left to go here in the first quarter, and actually 2 pretty nice drives by both teams here.
No, it's interesting. West coming out hot like they typically do, Dave, which is good. You feel strong about that. The one thing about Olathe West is they've been putting the points on the board. They've been averaging over 3 touchdowns a game, so you're not surprised that they're scoring. I just kind of expected we would kind of control the line of scrimmage.
DeLong with the kick. It's going to go through a line drive through the end zone, so West will take that. Shawnee Mission West will start at their own 25-yard line.
I was just going to say, I was talking about going back to the keys of the game, and the only reason why I wanted to point that out was on for Olathe West. One of the keys I had for keys of the game was I said that I thought that Kraus had to be effective as a passer tonight, and kind of what we're seeing is, for a team that's only averaging 80-some yards a game passing, I don't know what they had in that first drive, but they had to have 45, 50 yards of passing.
Our statistician will keep us updated on that shortly. So 3:47 left to go here in the first quarter. The second drive is starting. Callahan's going to take it forward for about a 3-yard gain. Actually, give him 4. We'll give Callahan 4 yards all the way up to close to the 24-yard line. So second and long 6, a short 7 here for West.
Still, that's an effective first down play, Dave. If we can, you're averaging 3.5 yards a carry, obviously, or now they just moved it down. Okay, we got a holding maybe.
No, well, yeah, I apologize. I didn't see I was turned to grab something to drink and didn't see the call.
It's got to be holding because it was a gain of what, 4? Or?
I think it's a dead ball. No, yeah, well, it's still first down. So
first and 15.
Yeah. So first and 15 at the 15-yard line. There's a give to Kenny, and he's got nowhere to go. He's swamped under in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
And that what I was talking about a little bit earlier. They're going to stunt those linebackers, and they'll stun them right through the A gaps. And if we're not picking them up, obviously they're gonna jam the hole, and that's exactly what they did.
So 3:15 left to go here in the first quarter.
I don't know why they're bringing CJ all the way over here to bring in a play. There's 10 seconds left on the play clock.
This is the 4th game in a row they've done that, to let him come over instead of having the receivers come in to do it. Oh, that's going to be picked. Oh, we got a gift right there. Right in the breadbasket of Bolden. Brendan Bolden.
That's probably a touchdown, honestly.
Yeah, it actually would have been. So as we're looking at it here, here's the replay. You can see right there in his stomach, and let it drop.
It's funny. It's a typical. Clark and CJ
Well,
just were on the same
stopped.
page. He gave up on the route. Yeah, averted some problems there.
So there's the swing to Clark. Is going to take it up to about the 22-yard line, 22. So a gain of 10 there, but that's not going to be enough. It's going to be a 4th and 8 after a 10-yard gain on that swing pass.
Yeah, nice play to kind of get yourself out of the hole. It's too bad that we shot ourselves in the foot on first down. What we really need to do here is, again, we've struggled a little bit with special teams. Last week we had some trouble on coverage. We were talking about a short field. We could use a good kick right here and some good coverage.
So Caden Barnard's back here for the Owls to return this Ruben Anderson punt. There's a punt. Decent punt, short. It's going to bounce and take a good Shawnee Mission West Viking bounce all the way up to the 42-yard line. So
I'll see where they mark it here, Dave. I think they're going to say it contacted a West player upfield. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the side judge.
So a 35-yard punt there by Ruben Anderson with 2:06 left to go here in the first quarter. It's going to give the Owls their second possession, and they did mark it. They threw the beanbag way early. So that went from a 35-yard punt to a 28-yard punt there instead. So Olathe West will have really good field position right at midfield to start this drive, and a great run by number 7, Reggie Dennis. So I've told I have somebody at work whose kids go to Olathe West, and she was actually telling me about this Dennis kid.
He's only a sophomore, Dave. He's had kind of limited carries earlier this year, but averaging good runs per carry. He's kind of an exciting guy. I just haven't seen that much of him, as you said.
So Dennis with the 10-yard gain and a first down at the 40-yard line. There's the pitch back to Dennis. He's going to take it down the sideline for a gain of about 3 to the 37-yard line. Forced out there
by Jacob Porritt.
So number 59, Jacob Porritt on that tackle as he runs him out of bounds. Sets up a 2nd and 7 with about a minute and a half left to go here in this first quarter. Kraus going to give it straight ahead to, I believe that's Dennis still on the backfield, who's going to take it forward to the 36-yard line.
Yeah,
for a gain of 1, but not much there.
I like to drive up the middle. Webb, Chase Webb, and some of the guys in there on that play, and Mishak.
Yeah, they're stuffing up the middle. It's just the outside that's kind of
it's interesting. So it looks like we got Chase Webb taking Gilliard's spot at linebacker, Dave.
Yes.
Normally we're going to see him at nose guard, so that's a kind of an interesting position for him.
Kraus, there's a hold there, not thrown. Oh, and luckily.
Oh
no, he didn't catch that. He didn't catch that ball.
Okay,
that hit the ground.
Chris Turner and I both just.
We'll just see.
Did he not?
So here's where we think the replay's on the screen right now. We think there's a tackle right there, and then the ball bounces just short, but in front of the receiver, and it'll bring up a 4th and a long 6.
Yeah, that lineman gets 2 points for a takedown on Mishak on that one.
So 54 seconds left to go here, and 4th down and 6. The Owls will go for it here. And the one thing that's going to be tough, we got to get some pressure on Kraus. He's had a lot of time to survey, and there's going to be a offsides on West, Shawnee Mission West. So what was a 4th and 6 and a pretty tough play is going to make it a 4th and 1, just a little bit longer than 1. And you know what, guys? He lined up offsides. I don't think, looking at the replay, I don't think he jumped at all. I think he just lined up offsides there on the left end.
Okay, interesting. They brought McDaniels in here. versus Reggie Dennis, just a little bigger back. So it just makes me wonder, is he the guy I key on? You just switched out your running backs at the last second.
And there's the give right up the middle to him, and he's got the first down. He's going to take it forward to the 28-yard line, a gain of 3 and a first down for Dennis. So you made the call, Mike, and that's exactly what they did, taking it forward for the first down. And obviously the play call changed with the penalty, but that's a big penalty. Go from 4th and 6 to 4th and 1. 34 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Kraus looking to pass, and he's throwing it out to Frazier. Frazier's got it at the 12-yard line. So a gain of 16. I'm sorry, at the 17-yard line. So a gain of 11 on first down will give Olathe West a first down at the 17-yard line.
Last thing we really want right now is to get Kraus in a rhythm, because you got to pitch out to Reggie Dennis.
Dennis is going to take it down to the 10-yard line, so a gain of 7 by Dennis on what's going to be the last play of the first quarter, as we'll come back for the second quarter with Olathe West first and goal at the Viking 10-yard line. Shawnee Mission West 7, Olathe West 6. We'll be right back after this timeout. There's Kraus on the slant down to about the 4-yard line. As we come back here, the first play of the fourth quarter, or the second quarter. Clark with the tackle, 5 yards down to the 5-yard line for Olathe West on the first play. And you know what, Mike? They spread the field a lot. They'll go to, when they really throwing most of the time, they've got 4 wides, and they're stacked. And it's a different formation, but we've seen.
And they just ran a pick play there.
And a huge pick play, and the guy just sort of backed in the way. So
right.
A 5-yard touchdown pass from Kraus to Novacek. And we'll see if they go for 2 or they're going to. Nope, looks like they're going to kick the extra point again. So
I was trying to watch the instant replay on that, Dave. It kind of got away with the pick on that one. It's one of those calls that unless you see somebody really kind of extend their arms, it's kind of hard to call. But we're going to have to figure this out. These guys are spreading us out. They're flooding zones, and they're going to do this, and they'll actually go to an open backfield and go 5 wide. So we're going to have to figure this out, or we're going to be in for a long night.
Yeah, that's one thing is right now we're going to have to match these guys scoring. That's 2 drives and luckily they missed their extra points both times. But that's 2 drives in a row where they've taken it right down the field with little resistance, obviously, guys.
Well, and we said the big difference of the game right now is Kraus. Now, the games that I'd seen previously, I mean, you look at the stats. The stats don't lie. They were only averaging 88 yards a pass going into this game. They obviously saw something they could come in. Now, and I also saw that it was kind of poor execution on their passing game previous to this. I like the way their passing game sets up, though. They're doing twins, they do trips, and what they'll do is they'll flood a zone, and they like to do a lot of different levels, and it makes it really difficult for your safety and your cornerback on that side to line up on it.
So here's the kick, a deep kick. He's got a leg, that's for sure. West will take it about the 5-yard line. Humphreys will take it up to the 30. So a 25-yard return for Will Humphreys. We'll have West start at we'll actually give him 26 yards up to the 31-yard line.
And this is where, I felt like this was a game where we could really kind of, dominate the line of scrimmage, get that run game going. But again, we've got to soften that up a little bit. They've been stunning the middle by a couple pass plays.
There's the give straight up the middle, and really nothing there. That's been a couple runs right up the middle. They're starting to stuff the middle of the field. Kenny has nothing to go there. He's going to lose a yard on there.
And I don't even want to say they stunned on that play, Dave. We just didn't execute our blocks on that.
So a 2nd and 11 at the 30-yard line. We'll see.
We have an equipment problem with Gleese.
They're going to make Gleese come off. I'm not sure. He's got he's got a shoulder pad showing. He's just got a pad showing down there, out of there. So that'll bring in Alex Rosado, number 84, and play tight end. There's a nice throw.
Okay.
Jarred loose there by a nice hit by the defensive back and incomplete, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 11. As we look at the stats for the first half, 7-6 was the first quarter. 7-6 was the score there at the end of the first quarter. Both teams with few first downs, and the West actually, Shawnee Mission West actually had more total offense in that half. It's just that Olathe West had
shorter
fields as they went.
Okay.
And we're going to get, actually, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Olathe West. We're offside, so we'll bring up a 2nd and 3rd and 6.
And we're just going to get right back,
yep.
DJ.
False start right there, number 52.
So the ref taketh, or giveth, and the ref taketh, right? So it'll right back to 3rd and 11.
Well, we said this was going to be a good matchup tonight. I didn't know it was going to be such a good matchup in penalties. I was hoping more of a solid, clean, executed game.
So Callahan's faking, and he's going to go long, and he's got Will Humphreys wide open, and Will catches about the 45. He's at the 30, down to the 25-yard line. So a nice 55-yard gain from Callahan to Humphreys. 55 yards on that play gives West a first down at the. And actually, I was 55. I might have. I gave him too much. 53. So. Nice. 53 yards down to the 27-yard line.
Nice hitch and go on that.
Should have aired the ball out a little bit more.
And there's the give to Kenny. And we're going to have probably a hold back here by West. And, this is going to be, guys, this is the tough part. In our second drive, we killed ourselves with a penalty right off the bat. And now after we get a big long gain, we're going to hold here. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 20.
Well, that's kind of been our Achilles this year. Every time we get our momentum going, we start executing a drive, we get a couple penalties, and this is a big one. It puts you. We're gonna be 1st and 25.
Yeah, interestingly, that's a 13-yard penalty, so it'll be 1st and 23. So a 13-yard holding penalty occurred in the backfield, and there's the pitch to Kenny. He's going to take it outside. He's got a head of steam up to about the 36-yard line. So a gain of 4 on 1st down. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 19. Humphreys bringing the play in now to Callahan, which I think you're probably going to see the ball back up in the air here with a 2nd and 19. Callahan under center with the I formation. He's going back to pass. He fakes. And that's one where he threw it more towards the middle of the field, but he didn't have a lot of time. He was getting rid of it because he had 2 guys in his face, one guy about ready to hit him.
Yeah, it's another thing on a play like that, because it's downfield, it takes so long for the play to execute that when you're having trouble with timing, again, I'd rather see something with let's throw the ball at levels. We've got a couple good plays where we flood zones, we kind of run a drag route, and we bring the guy underneath, and hopefully this is something we're setting up for on this play. Sorry, folks.
So we'll see. They came across. Olathe West came across, and we'll see if that made Lilla come out of his stance or not. That's what they're discussing right now as to whether Lilla came out of his stance or Olathe West came across, and they said he went out of his stance. So a 5-yard penalty there on 3rd and 19 will make it 3rd and 24, and that's been the disappointing thing on these last 2 drives, guys, is you have a good start. Actually, it's a good run on the first play of the last drive, and you're killing yourselves with penalties.
And here, you don't have a 3rd and 24 play. And you just made it easier for the... Oh! Boy,
so
I don't understand that one. That was clearly... whether you did it on purpose or not, it hit quarterback out of bounds about 3 yards.
Yeah, we'll see this on the replay here. Showing the replay here, guys. And he's right at the sidelines and spun down right there at the outside. That's going to bring up a 4th and 23, so really no gain there on that play. 4th and 23, and Ruben Anderson on to punt the ball.
Yeah, and the frustrating part about that, Dave, is your offense only gets so many possessions a game, and you're in field position, you're in what you think is field position to score, and then you kill yourself through penalties. Nice punt.
And Anderson with a really, really nice punt. It's going to be about a 35-yard punt going out at the 5-yard line. We'll see where they mark it out at right at the 5-yard line. So a 35-yard punt by Ruben Anderson. And, guys, if this is one place West defense is going to have to step up and make a stop here.
Well, yeah, or the one things we saw before the game, neither team really turns the ball over that much, although they do turn it over once. A turnover would be huge in this game, especially when you got a couple missed extra points. You're only down with the nice thing, the nice position the West's in. If you do get a chance to score a touchdown, no, you're in the lead by 2 points because they've missed 2 extra points. So obviously it's not panic time, but you've got to get a stop here just mentally because they've run upfield on you twice now.
And Mike, here's your 5 wides, but we probably will see a quarterback draw. Nope, they're going to throw out of this. And Krause has got Frazier wide open across the ball. And you know what, guys? West has been living right a couple times tonight. They've had an interception right in their stomach that they dropped, and right there it could have been about a 95-yard touchdown reception that was dropped also.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm going to pick on him a little bit. Anthony Morris, he's relatively new back there. They're kind of playing double safety over the top, and he just bit on too early.
And nice throw by Kraus as he had a guy right in his face. He's got it out to number 16, Caden Bernard, and he's going to take it out for a gain of about 8. Bring up 3rd and 2 at the 13-yard line. But a nice throw right there where he had a guy right in his face as he let it go.
Well, what's happening is they're softening up our defense by going 4 and 5 wide, and what's happening is we're having to bake off. So our slot guys that are being covered by safeties have got a lot of room.
7:44 left to go here in the first half, and Kraus takes it ahead for a gain of 5 and a first down. That's one thing, guys. We got him into 1 4th down, but we haven't got him off the field on 3rd down. They've converted every 3rd down but 1, and then on that one they converted the 4th down.
Well, I think the other big difference is they're playing a cleaner game. They're getting 3-4 yards on first down, and they're not getting themselves in a long down situation.
Kraus is going to look to run right there, and he's hit in the backfield, and we're going to have a flag. I think that's going to be a penalty on 65. We have a hurt West player. Looks like Hunter Magino is back there in the backfield. Oh, interestingly, I think that may be a personal foul. That's a personal foul on West, even though the West player was down. Looks like it may be a personal foul shot to the head. So a 15-yard penalty.
Jesus.
Will give Olathe West a first down at the Shawnee Mission West 31-yard line.
Trying to pull it in here, Dave.
Yeah, we keep forgetting we have instant replay here in the booth for a little while, but didn't do it. So, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Kraus in the shotgun, which he will be all night long. There's the snap. He's going to throw it out to Frazier, and Frazier's going to take it up to the 41-yard line, 42-yard line for a first down.
Okay, I just looked
They're
at
going to keep moving, 43-yard line. Yep.
I just looked at the instant replay. Not that we want to hear it, but it was Mishak got up after the play and really wasn't very flagrant and kind of pushed the guy off him, but it right in front of the ref. And again, it's something you're not going to go away with right in front of the ref.
So Frazier, 19 with the reception for a first down.
Again.
43-yard line, 1st and 10. Owls at their own 43-yard line. There's the throw to Frazier again. He's got it forward for about 8-yard gain. They really gave him a bad spot. He caught that ball at the 49 of West, but they'll give him 7 yards right at midfield. So 7 yards at midfield and 6:18 left to go here in the first half. Olathe West Owls are on the move again, guys.
Yeah, you got to give Kraus credit, though. I mean, he's got rhythm going. He's making nice passes. He's making good reads, and he's hitting the receivers that are open.
And Kraus is rolling out to his left. He's going to hit Bernard right there right on the sidelines and right past the sticks, and a 4-yard gain for a first down for Olathe West.
Right. And it's kind of interesting play. I love that it's an option pass. So he comes down the line. He reads if the defense is going to give him the room, he's going to run. And if they pull up, then he's got the option to pass. And Bernard does a nice job of sitting down right on the sticks and get their first down.
So 1st and 10 at the 46 of Shawnee Mission West.
You know, interesting, we were talking about before the game, these guys run typically 60% of the time, pass 40% of the time. I bet you they're 70-30 pass right now.
I would say that too. So Kraus is trying to step out of the pocket. He's got a man down the field. Oh. We need to watch ourselves there because we almost got a late hit penalty, but
unnecessary.
Yeah, so incomplete down the field to Novacek, and bring up second and 10 at the 46-yard line. Fortunate there that we didn't get penalized.
Here's where we need to dial up some pressure. You got them in 2nd and long. Let's get them to a 3rd and long and get a stop.
So there's going to be the option. They're pitched back to number 5, Gavin McDaniel, who's going to take it forward for about 5, and it's going to bring up a big 3rd down and 5 play here. And, guys, this is a big time. We haven't got him off the field once tonight. We haven't made him punt. We've stopped 1 3rd down, but they converted on 4th down. Most likely they're going to go for it twice here, too.
Yeah,
Mike, it's 2 big plays.
I think the way they're moving the ball, they're thinking they're in 4-down territory. I got to believe that.
So Bernard comes in motion. The give straight ahead to McDaniel, and he's going to take it ahead for 6 yards and a 1st down. And another 3rd down play converted.
Ball run by number 5, Gavin McDaniel. Owls 1st down.
I mean, to me, that's the difference in the game right now. Is there's 2 differences. We've killed ourselves with penalties in 2 drives,
right,
and we cannot get them off the field on 3rd down.
Well, and they've been successful in the passing game, which opens up that run game. So again, it's softened us up. They're spreading us across the field.
Oh, the interesting thing there.
Pass intended for number 16, Caden Bernard.
They know how much if you watch the wide out on that side, he comes off the field, he comes off the line basically blocking right off the deal, but the ball's not in the air yet.
Right.
So it's not pass interference. He comes off his man. That little bit of timing though is thrown off. That little bit of timing thrown off is an incomplete pass in the 2nd and 10. The 35-yard line. There's Kraus looking back, and he's squaring his shoulders. He's going to go deep. He's got Novacek for a –
oh!
I tell you what, guys, that's a ball that Novacek should have – he looked like he was in between whether he should catch it over his shoulder or turn back and catch both of them, and didn't get it. We got a penalty. They're over about the 28-yard line, so we'll see what this is. A lot of times that's going to be a holding by the defense. We'll see what it is. Ineligible man downfield. So,
wow, West benefits on that one. Not only a
Penalty
missed
and
opportunity
loss of down.
for a touchdown, but then a legal man downfield. So we dodged a bullet on that one.
So come back 5 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and 15. So it'll stay 2nd down, 2nd and 15 at the 40-yard line. And 15 seconds left to go on the play clock, so plenty of time for Olathe West. There's the snap. He's going to be the pitch out to McDaniel, and McDaniel's taking it forward. It's just a bowling ball forward all the way up for a 1st down. Crazy. 15 yards. McDaniel for a 15-yard carry. Well, they're going to 14 yards. They're going to mark him 1 yard short, but he took that all himself.
No,
14-yard game.
And it was a nice run. They were very effective with their trips out left. They got some good blocks downfield. Again, we're just trying to find ourselves on this one. We can't get a stop. And they come out 4 wide on this one. Not necessarily guaranteed they're going to run the ball when you got a quarterback that could basically run at any time.
So there's a flip out to Novacek right at the 20-yard line. It's the 1st down. So a gain of 6 on 3rd down will make it another 3rd down conversion, first and 20. Okay, defensive coordinator DJ Turner, what are you doing right now to try to stop this?
Well, they're doing a lot of they're doing running short routes. We got to come up as corners and feel harder, just come up on our receivers and be a little bit closer. And then on those runs that they're getting, outside linebackers and defensive linemen are coming way too far uphill and have no outside containment, and we can't make a tackle either.
And I actually like the design of that play. That was a nice play, a 20-yard touchdown pass to Frazier from Kraus, and Kraus rolls out to his right, throws back across his body to Frazier, cutting to the left across the field, and a nice throw and a really nice run after catch. As you said, DJ, they just didn't make the tackle there. Had the opportunity for about a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, man was right there, make the tackle.
They got the extra point for once.
the kick by number
Well,
18,
you know what I like about their offense, and I like how they spread it out, is when they're in a trips formation and they're in twins, they do a nice job of running their routes at levels, and they do a nice job of clearing zones. So a lot of times when they line up their trips to the right, you're going to have a post, you're going to have a go, and then you're going to have somebody come underneath. Either they're going to do an out, they're going to do a curl, and it frees up. It's really difficult to defend, and if the quarterback's doing a nice job of reading, which he is, and Krause is doing a nice job of getting outside the pocket, he's finding his guys and he's hitting them.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of getting a lot of under routes on these corners and these linebackers. These linebackers look like they're either letting the receivers behind them, or they're dropping too far back, letting the receivers in front of them not coming up and making an actual tackle right there. And as you can tell, they're doing maybe 5 or 6 yards each play. You get 5 or 6 yards a play, 2 plays, that's first down each time.
I think you hit the nail on the head too, DJ. Something I didn't think about. You've got 2 inexperienced linebackers out there. First of all, you've got Chase Webb, who's typically a nose guard, playing at linebacker, and not accustomed to pass defense. And then you've got Jerry Maldonado as a new, relatively new linebacker out there as well. So again, not that Olathe West knows that and they're trying to take advantage of it, but it definitely hurts West tonight.
So a 20-yard kick return by Wesley Clark up to the 33-yard line of West, and Vikings with 2:55 left to go here, now down 19-7 here. Probably need to make something happen.
Yeah, this is almost the way the momentum's going right now. This is almost like a must scoring drive just to get your head back in the game.
Callahan's going to give it straight ahead to Kenny, and he's got really nothing. He was met in the backfield. They'll give him no gain to the 33.
Ball run by number 26.
So no gain.
It's interesting too,
10.
DJ, on this, and I don't know how you feel. I saw last week they were running a little bit more veer, kind of going back to the old kind of traditional West ball. I really haven't seen them pull that out tonight. I mean, and just you're kind of having trouble some off tackle. Maybe take advantage of these guys kind of over pursuing and let them hit on the dive guy, pitch it out to the outside, get the ball outside a little bit.
Yeah.
As I say that,
As soon as you say that, I
give
think
to
that was a
Cadillo
bad-
right up the middle, and no gain again. So 2 plays, no gain on either play.
Wasn't much CJ could do right there. If he would have pulled it, he still would have got tackled
Yeah,
for a
there
ball
was
no
back
place
at
to
the
go.
line of scrimmage. If he would have gave it up like he did, he still would have got tackled.
And here, one of the things I talked about pregame I liked is I like Cadillo out of the backfield. I like when we run twins to the side. We typically run our receivers down, clear the zone, and you bring
Run
Cadillo
him
out of
under.
the backfield and kind of does a wheel route out of the backfield. And that's always been effective.
If I'm the offense here, I'm attacking something. There's wide open men right down the field.
We're gonna get a,
holding call right there.
We got a,
blocking the back or holding.
unfortunately, a first down's going to be wiped out by a holding penalty in the backfield. So an 11-yard gain and a first down, it's going to be wiped out by hold here.
And I tell you, CJ worked awful hard to get free enough just to get that ball out and get the first down. But again, guys, I still don't like you're having trouble protecting your quarterback, and your routes are now. I realize you were 3rd and 10, so you have to go downfield. But I just don't. Our routes are going. Even if you looked at Will Humphreys on that one, he was 15 yards downfield before he came back to the ball, and we just don't have the time to go 20 and 15 yards down the field and then try to execute a pass play.
And now 3rd and 29 after that penalty. It's because that was a deep penalty. There's the give to Kenny. He's going to try to break it outside.
Good tackle
He doesn't
right
get
there.
anything. A really nice tackle by Olathe West and Nathan Rouse on that tackle. And Olathe West wisely calls timeout with 1:11 because guys, they're looking at getting the ball at least at midfield. Even with a really good punt, they're probably getting the ball around midfield. And as we've seen, with good field position,
I have 2 timeouts.
it hasn't taken them long to get down the field tonight.
Yeah, and the last thing you want to do, too, is give momentum to a team who hasn't won a game this year. It's typically you punch them in the mouth, get them down, get them thinking about all the other games that they lost this year, and take advantage of it. the last thing you need to do here is let them score again going into the locker room, give them some momentum. But your back's up against the wall. You got to hope for a good punt, and then you got to ask your defense to step it up.
So Ruben Anderson back there to kick, and we'll see what we go this time.
I think West needs to take more shots downfield. They had a couple, 2 good passes downfield, and after those 2 passes, it looked like they just kind of moved away from it. They worked. Like, they kind of just frayed away from it.
So Anderson, with not a bad punt, is going to go out around midfield. Well, they're going to mark it out short of midfield on the other side at the 48-yard line.
But
so that's still a 35-yard punt. And
a non-returnable punt.
And
so
non-returnable
I'll
punt.
take that.
Yeah. So a 35-yard punt is pretty good. In this situation with no return is pretty good. But that being said, the Owls will have it at the Shawnee Mission West 48-yard line. 1:03 left to go here in the first half, and a 19-7 Owl lead over the Vikings.
And we just really haven't found an answer for this offense yet.
I think the thing is they're in trips. They don't have a linebacker out there. You got one safety. So there's a man wide open.
So Krause, there's going to be the hold. So finally going to have a holding call back here, and
really, that's what we needed. Okay, we put them on a short field. They got a hold in the backfield. Now we're gonna push them back to 2nd and 20-something on this play. So give credit to the defense, Mishak, for getting back in the backfield, put some pressure on the quarterback. Now, you can't let up on this. You can't say, oh God, I've got him back. Let's let the quarterback range around back there and find a target. I'd go after him again. Continue to put the pressure on him. What we found is that when he's got time, David, he can survey the field and he can move around the pocket. He's pretty good at picking guys off. If you get a little bit of pressure on him, not so much.
Yeah, when he's got time, and he has had time most of the night, he can find his guys. But a 13-yard holding penalty is going to bring it back at the 40 to the 39-yard line. Krause looking to put it up in the air again. He throws it out short in the flat to number 16, Caden Bernard, who's going to take it out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So a gain of 9 there for Bernard on first down. Bring up a 2nd and 14 with 51 seconds left. They're pushed out of bounds by Mike Williamson, number 28 for the Vikings.
I think if I'm West's defensive coordinator, I'm sending that linebacker, bringing him up closer to the line. They've completed that pass at least 5-10 times this game already because he's so far away from him.
And they haven't. They've ran a few routes deep, but they've been running mostly underneath. And that was just had to be a messed up. As we look at the replay here in a second, we'll throw it up there. That just had to be a messed up route with Frazier and Bernard in the same place at the same time.
Right.
Almost led to a West turnover there. So an incomplete pass, and here's the replay, and both of those guys were in the slot, and they ran a little wheel route with the slot, and Frazier or Bernard just didn't really get any kind of separation for Frazier.
Caden Richardson, sophomore's in playing linebacker now, and I look like trying to.
Gavin McDaniel breaking some tackles, and he's going to take it all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Ball run by number 5, Gavin McDaniel. Tackle by number 6.
So a 26-yard run on
First down.
third down, and we've got and the man who made the tackle over there for West is injured. That looks like it could be Wesley Clark.
It does look like it might be Wesley Clark.
He made the tackle and sort of came up funny off that tackle.
What's funny about it, the way he hit McDaniels, I thought McDaniels was going to come up hurt.
We're down to 38 seconds left here to go here in the first half, and to me, guys, the story all night long is just we haven't seen we haven't seen Olathe West punter yet. They've just third down after third down after third down. They've converted them. They found a way, whether it was third and 14 or 3rd and 1 or what. They've converted third down all night long.
And I don't want to say that we didn't prepare for this, but we really haven't gone up against a passing offense this year. When you think of Olathe North, you think of Lawrence Free State, you think of some of the other teams that we've played, other than maybe Shawnee Mission Northwest, where they kind of spread it out on us a little bit. But and going into this game, you looked at even these guys; they haven't executed very well. They've only passed, for 88 yards a game. It's a completely different team tonight. I mean, they're firing on all cylinders. They're spreading us out. We just haven't found an answer for that. Part of it is, DJ was saying, we haven't got any pressure on the quarterback. But again, we just haven't found the recipe for how do we attack these guys.
And it also goes back to allowing these 5-yard routes each time. You allow 5-yard routes 2-3 times each play, it's first down.
Luckily, they've dropped a few miles on us, but Mike, you were saying they're averaging 88 yards a game throwing the ball. They have 128 yards in the first half.
Right.
And they're going to add to that here. So.
Well, and they still have one timeout and 31 seconds. So, I mean, they feel like they got a lot of time here. What we need to do is stop them in space. I mean, if they complete a pass, what we have to do is sure tackling, get them down, make them chew that clock up, and burn that other timeout.
So, Kraus is a pitch. And McDaniel takes it. 27 yards for a touchdown with 24 seconds left to go. That's a killer, guys.
Looking at this play on replay, you got trips to the left. You got the short side of the field to the right. You run to the short side of the field. We broke down the quarterback and nobody had the pitch man, and the receiver out front just cleared the zone, and
Frazier made a great block there on that.
Number 18, Connor DeLong is good.
So DeLong gets a kick. It's 26 to 7, 24 seconds left to go here in the first half. And McDaniel with a 27-yard run. That's the first rushing touchdown we've seen all night long. All 4 touchdowns previously have been through the air.
Yeah, and right now West is licking their wounds, Dave, and on homecoming, I hope they go in at halftime with a really bad taste in their mouth. Other than on offense, where we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot on execution, where we've actually gained some yardage and then had the costly penalties of knocked us back. Even if we are executing on offense, we got to find a recipe for stopping their offense.
Yeah.
Here's a defense that's been giving up 40 points a game, DJ, and we've scored 7.
It's just a lot of mistakes going on with the linebackers and corners and safeties.
So DeLong will kick it here from his 40-yard line. A short kick taken by Cadillo at the 22. He's going to take it out up to about the 34-yard line. So a 12-yard return by Cadillo. 19 seconds left to go here. And you're just going to have to get something done. We get the kick to start the no, we don't get the kick. We have to kick off to start.
Right.
So you're probably not going to do a lot here in 19 seconds. We'll see what goes on, and you're really talking about getting them 2 possessions almost right in a row. Callahan gives to Kenny, takes it ahead for a yard up to the 35, and that'll be the last play of the first half. So Kenny with the carry, the last 5 seconds tick off the clock, and right now at halftime it's 26-7, the Owls over the Vikings. We'll be right back after this timeout. And we'll bring this here for the Shawnee Mission West homecoming. They're about ready to announce the homecoming court, and we'll let the PA announcer take over.
Luis Alberto Andrade Laura. Luis is escorted by his mother, Flor Laura. He was nominated by Spanish National Honor Society. He believes West students should attend any or all high school games. The thing he will miss the most after graduation is pep assemblies because his favorite West tradition is competing for the Spirit Stick. Next year, he will be attending Johnson County Community College to study industrial technology. Luis Alberto Andrade Laura. Kimani Alexander. Kimani is escorted by her mother, Melanie Alexander. She was nominated by Advanced Video Productions. Her favorite part of the club has been watching the West Side Show with the class, laughing and having a good time. In addition to video productions, Kimani ran track, played basketball, and was in choir. She participated in Relay for Life and is a math cadet. Win or lose, her favorite West tradition is singing the alma mater with the team after the game. After high school, Kimani is going to run track in college. Kimani Alexander. Brendan Crowder. Brendan is escorted by his parents, Dr. and Dr. Crowder. He was nominated by girls tennis. He enjoys helping the team with their technique and providing them with water. Brendan has been a section and leader in marching band for 2 years. He has been on drumline for 3 years and has played tennis for 2 years. His favorite West tradition is when he plays with drumline for the student section. Next year he will attend the University of Tulsa and major in computer science. Brendan Crowder. Rachel Berkeley. Rachel is escorted by her parents, Dawn and Debbie Berkeley. She was nominated by Pep Club. Her favorite part of Pep Club is being part of building a school culture that comes together and gets really excited. Rachel is a Pep Club officer, co-editor of Yearbook, NHS officer, in cadet teaching, on the Relay for Life committee, a member of Quill and Scroll, Stuco, Ultimate Frisbee Club, Environmental Club, and Freshman Mentor Program. Rachel plans to attend the University of Arkansas and major in nursing or occupational therapy. Rachel Berkeley. Jacob Gallows. Jacob is escorted by parents Camilo and Jeanette Gallows. He was nominated by Peter. Jacob's favorite theater memory was being an ensemble member in his first musical, All Shook Up. Jacob is a member of the German National Honor Society and serves as historian. He has been in theater for 4 years and has participated in West Strings. In his opinion, one activity every West student should attend is lip sync, and his favorite West tradition is the homecoming parade. Next year, Jacob plans to study costume construction, costume design, or German education. Jacob Gallows. Haley Deardor. Haley is escorted by her parents, Jeff and Jennifer Deardor. She was nominated by PTSA. Haley is the 2019 student body president. She is a member of choir and loves singing with her friends every day. Haley is a member of Pep Club, NHS, and Site Council. She's going to miss teachers like Miss Gill, Mr. Cross, and Mr. Sharman, who make the effort to get to know their students and teach them life lessons along with the class facts. Haley is going to attend Kansas State University to study microbiology and minor in Spanish and eventually medical school. Haley Deardor. Jeff Goff. Jeff was honored by the Epic. He is escorted by his parents Angel Edwards and Phil Goff and his sister Emmy Goff. In addition to being a photojournalist, Jeff is a theater tech. He says that the Pep Club Spirit Stick is the best West tradition. He plans to attend KU and major in behavioral neuroscience. Jeff Goff. Caitlin Ortega. Caitlin is escorted by her parents Ciro and May Ortega. She was nominated by Cross Country. Her favorite cross country memories are the bus rides home. Caitlin has been a member of Cross Country, Advanced Video Productions, Pep Club, Track, Multicultural Leadership Club, Spanish Club, and Choir. Caitlin says Miss Gill is the teacher she will miss the most. She plans to study science and then optometry. Caitlin Ortega. Henry Hamas. Henry was nominated by French Club. He is escorted by his parents Chad and Jill Hamas. His best French Club memory is walking in the parade, throwing candy, and yelling the French chants he learned in class. His favorite tradition is the push-ups after the football team scores. Henry is a member of the French National Honor Society, Advanced Video Productions, Ultimate Frisbee Club, and serves as the treasurer of National Honor Society. Henry plans to attend Kansas State and study architecture. Henry Hamas. Amy Chung. Amy is escorted by her parents Li Zhong Wang and Shang Chung. She was nominated by NHS and serves as the group's vice president. Amy is the Stuco senior class president. She is an orchestra officer and member of Symphonic Orchestra, SNHS, Link Crew, mentor, and a soccer player. Her favorite NHS memory is the pie throwing station at future Viking Fall Festival. Amy plans to attend college in California and study biochemistry. Amy Chung. Brady Hart. Brady is being escorted by his parents Diane and Lance Hart. He was nominated by Yearbook. Brady is a student council representative and a member of the National Honor Society Executive Board. He is on Yearbook, plays soccer and golf, and is a member of DECA. Brady identifies the annual dodgeball tournament as one of the West activities everyone should attend or participate in. Brady will study business entrepreneurship at either Kansas State or the University of Nebraska, Omaha. Brady Hart. Danielle Robinson. Danny is escorted by her parents, Dennis and Darcy Robinson. She was nominated by cheerleading and is the varsity cheer captain. She has participated in cheerleading, diving, track, and cadet teaching. The teacher she will miss the most is Mr. Dryling, and she's singing the alma mater after every sporting event as the best West tradition. Danny is going to college at Missouri State to major in speech pathology. Danielle Robinson. Charlie Martin. Charlie is being escorted by his parents Kevin and Becky Martin. Charlie was nominated by Student Council. He is the varsity captain for boys soccer, a member of National Honor Society, the parliamentarian of Student Council, on the executive board of Link Crew, and a member of Advanced Video Production. He is also a member of the Multicultural Leadership Club, Chorale, and Men's Choir. He is a special ed cadet student teacher and a photojournalist. Charlie's favorite West tradition is Mr. Viking. Next year he will study digital media production at the University of Central Missouri. Charlie Martin. Gracie Sherrard. Gracie is escorted by her parents, Len and Melissa Sherrard. She is nominated by choir. Gracie is varsity cheerleader, co-president of forensics, robe queen in choir, and co-founder of Ukulele Club. She is going to miss her forensics family and teachers the most after she graduates. Her favorite West tradition is when the band plays the fight song through the hallways on the day of the first home game. Gracie will study elementary education in college. Gracie Sherrard. Garrett Pennington. Garrett is escorted by his parents Gary and Jeanette Pennington. He was nominated by DECA. Garrett is a member of DECA, the manager of the ship, and a coffee shop employee. Garrett is a 4-year varsity baseball player. He will miss Miss K in baseball after graduation. The annual dodgeball tournament is his favorite West tradition. Next year he's going to the University of Central Missouri to play baseball and get a degree in finance. Garrett Pennington. Sophie Tarian. Sophie is escorted by her parents, Katie Hercom and Saroj Tarian. She was nominated by the Epic and serves as the editor-in-chief of the paper. She is also the editor of the literary magazine Out of Hand, a member of the Louder Than a Bomb slam poetry team, Starving Artist Poetry Club, and French Club. Sophie is a member of NHS and FNHS. Her favorite West tradition is Writer's Walk. Sophie plans to attend KU or a California school to study environmental engineering. Sophie Tarian. Nick Shipp. Nick is escorted by his parents Bill and Susan Shipp. He was nominated by boys soccer. Nick has played soccer for 4 years and has been a captain for 2 years. His best soccer memory is winning for the KMO tournament 2 years in a row. He is a 4-year member of Student Council and is the Publicity Committee Officer of the National Honor Society. He has been a member of Advanced Video Production for 2 years, is in Ultimate Frisbee Club. Next year, Nick is going to miss First Hour with Miss Gill in the tradition of Friday night football. Nick will be attending Brigham Young University and serving a 2-year mission with his church. Nick Shipp. Nebby Tawodros. Nebby is escorted by her parents Yolanda Leta and Teddy Dejanay. She was nominated by French Club. Nebby has been a part of Magic Girls, is in the choir, and serves as French Club Community Service Officer. She is the Link Crew Treasurer, a Pep Club Officer, a member of NHS and French NHS. Nebby and her friends have put a group together every year for lip sync and believes everyone should take the time to do this just to be silly with friends on stage. Nebby will attend the University of Kansas and pursue a career in medicine. Nebby Tawodros. Mark Time. Mark is escorted by his parents Dave and Kelly Time. He was nominated by PTSA. Mark identifies the Unified Sports Tournament as his best memory from this group. Mark also participated in football, DECA, cheerleading, and lacrosse. Mark believes that the competition around the Spirit Stick is the best West tradition. Next year, Mark will attend Pitt State to study construction management. Mark Time. Kinsley Turner. Kinsley is escorted by her parents, Chris and Bev Turner. She is nominated by dance team. Kinsley is proud to be a member of the dance team that received the 5th place award in the national championships. Kinsley has been a varsity dancer for 4 years. She is involved in teacher education, Future Educators of America, and is a math cadet. Kinsley also marks singing the alma mater after football games as her favorite West tradition. Kinsley will attend Kansas State University and major in elementary education. Kinsley Turner. Devin Beering. Devin is escorted by Michelle and Chris Beering. He was nominated by choir and says Spotlight is his favorite choir member. Devin is the secretary for choir this year and has been at Magicals for 3 years. He has been on Lakeview for 3 years and serves on the executive board. He is a National Honor Society and has participated in debate and forensics. The teacher Devin will miss most is Mr. Cross. He will double major in computer science and physics at a yet-to-be-named college. Devin Beering. Maddie Vanderpool. Maddie is escorted by her parents, Troy and Nancy Vanderpool. She is nominated by Yearbook. Maddie is a member of NHS and SNHS. She is in Pep Club and Student Council. She is also on Yearbook and the Relay for Life Committee. Maddie encourages all Vikings to attend Friday night football games. She's going to miss dive season with her best friends next year. Maddie is also attending a yet unnamed college and plans to study medicine. Maddie Vanderpool. Nicholas Wallenberg. Nicholas is escorted by his parents Marlon and Charlotte Wallenberg. He was nominated by debate. Nicholas and his debate partner won first place at the Jayhawk Debate Institute Tournament. He is the debate president, forensics co-president, and choir vice president. Nicholas is a member of the National Honor Society and is the senior membership chair. He is going to miss Miss Lawler and all the wonderful memories made in room 127. Next year, Nicholas plans to pursue a degree in accounting and go to law school. Nicholas Wallenberg. Val Villasenor. Val is escorted by her mother, Leland Castaneda. She was nominated by French National Honor Society. Her best memory as part of FNHS is going to turnstiles and volunteering together. Val is the vice president of French National Honor Society and president of French Club. She is the co-assistant editor of photojournalism and on the varsity tennis team. Val is a member of Link Crew and Pep Club. Her favorite West tradition is Mr. Viking. Val will attend the University of Kansas to major in business and pre-law. Val Villasenor. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our homecoming queen and king candidates. Assisting with crowns and flowers tonight are Lauren Hustle, Mary Beth Carlin, and Lauren Cordnoy. Please welcome back some of our 2017 homecoming king and queen in their court. They are presenting crowns this evening. Rachel Silverstein is the 2017 Queen's second attendant and will be presenting crowns on behalf of Carry-On Brewer. Rachel is escorted by Mary Kujakovic, the 2017 King's first attendant, and will be presenting crowns on behalf of Cameron Hampton. 2017 Queen Haley Webb is escorted by Principal Steve Lowe, who will be representing the 2017 King Eli Staggs. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet our 2018 homecoming court. Second attendant to the King is Henry Holmes. There is no second attendant to the Queen this evening because there is a tie for first runner-up. Ladies, you will have to wait just a little longer. First attendant to the King is Charlie Martin. The first of our first runners-up to the Queen is Rachel Berkeley. The next first runner-up to the Queen is Gracie Sherrard. Your 2018 Homecoming King is Jacob Gallows. Your 2018 Homecoming Queen is Kimani Alexander. Thank you and congratulations to everyone.
There's the homecoming festivities for Shawnee Mission West for 2018, and let's go back here and do a recap of the first half scoring. West started the scoring with a C.J. Callahan to Wesley Clark touchdown pass of 23 yards with 8:16 left to go in the first quarter. The extra point by Ruben Anderson made it 7-0. Olathe West answered with a Burge to Kraus, a backup quarterback to quarterback throw of 3 yards on a fake reverse with 3:47 left to go in the first quarter. The PAT was blocked and it was 7-6. That was all for the first quarter. In the second quarter, 3 scores by Olathe West. A 5-yard Kraus to Novacek touchdown. Throw 11:27 left to go in the first half. Extra point was missed. A 12-7 Olathe West lead. The Owls struck again with 3 minutes left to go. Kraus to Frazier for 20 yards on a nice pass over the middle. The extra point was good and made it 19-7. And probably the killer there at the end of the first half, McDaniel with a 27-yard run with 24 seconds left to go, made it 26-7. And Mike, as we look at these stats here, sort of what you'd expect with 26-7 as a score, sort of what you'd expect to see. The first down's 12-4, total yards 243 to 131. That interesting one we talked about. What were they averaging? 88 yards a game. throwing the ball. They have 132 yards in the first half.
Yeah, I hate the fact that we seem to be their breakout game in the passing game, but they've put it together. I mean, they're 16-25 for, like you said, 132. So they've already had a whole game's worth of passing, which is going to be something that we're going to have to address, obviously, in the second half. The disappointing side for me, Dave, in looking at the stats is when you look at West's offense, 22 yards of running, and I really thought this was a game where our front five could take control of the game. I really thought it was a defense that we could compete with and play with and actually take advantage of. And so not to being able to get that running game going is really disappointing.
And the other thing there, you got 109 yards of passing. 53 of those were on one play. So half your passing yards were on one play, and that's the tough part is you're getting in there, and it shows you that the defense just sort of, or the offense just sort of wore down after that first drive.
Well, I think the other thing that's going to happen for us is you got to get the defense off the field. The other thing that you look in the stats, and you're pulling up the personal stats, but we had 4 first downs in that first half. 4 first downs. That's a killer. You can't sustain any drive. That's not even sustaining a single drive.
And those second and third drives were killed by penalties. That brought, especially that third drive where it had a pretty good drive going, and then that big penalty took it back to 2nd and 25, and that was all she wrote from there. But you look at it, Callahan 6 of 19 for 109 yards, and here's if you look at it, that's the tough piece, the running yards. You got Cadillo with 3 for 11, but other than that, slim pickings on the running. You got Kenny with 10 for 9. He just hasn't had much room to run.
No, and you're out your number one guy. Gilliard's not in there, but I don't know that he makes a difference tonight. I mean, I think Kenny is a great replacement. He just hasn't had the holes.
Yeah.
And as we talked about, I mean, some of the keys that we were going to talk about in the game was, I felt like we needed to possess the ball. And I think that's going to be one of the keys to the second half, Dave, with shutting down this offense is you've got to have your offense on the field longer. We have just turned the ball over other than maybe that first drive, and I don't know how many first downs we had on that first drive. Maybe we had all of them. You haven't had one since, so you're 3 and out. And you're giving the ball back. It's just got to turn around.
And Clark with 43 yards catching, or 46 yards receiving, and 63 for Humphreys. Sorry, as we get this ready to go here in the second half.
Our camera guys left us at halftime.
We got our camera guy down on the field doing homecoming activities, and so we're having to do a makeshift stuff here for a second. So
daughter on the homecoming court.
Look at the other Kraus, 15 for 24 for 129. Pretty big day. And then
and how many of those were drop passes? He arguably had 4 passes that were dropped. I mean, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kraus with 20 yards rushing, McDaniel with 80 yards, Dennis 11. So there's the first play of the second half from scrimmage, and that's a 6-yard gain. Kraus right up the middle, takes it 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4.
I know this isn't typical for a high school defense, but I have this feeling, Dave, that you can't let these guys come off the line. I feel like sitting back and giving them 5-7 yards is just allowing them to pick us apart. I'd rather come up and bump them off the line of scrimmage, get them out of their route, and try to hang with them man on man than wait for them. Now you got to jump there.
Yeah, just left a little early. That slot receiver. So that'll take back a little bit of a really nice gain on first down. Back to make it 2nd and 1 at the or 2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, a stat we didn't point out, but it's brutally obvious was I think West had almost 80 yards of penalties in the first half,
Yes.
which we talked about. And I think Olathe West, I don't know what they had, but it was minimal.
5 for 30. So West was 8 for 73. Olathe, Shawnee Mission West, 8 for 73. Olathe West, 5 for 30. So that's tough. And we talked about that. That
Right.
was two of them are very inopportune times that killed drives. Your second and your third drive of the game.
Well, not only that, so often what you did was you took yourself out of your game plan almost on first down. How many times do we have first down when we were first in 23, 25, 18, 19? And, when you come out on first down and it's first and 10, you've got a lot of options. You come out and you're first and 25, it takes you out of your plan immediately.
So 3rd and 1 for the Owls. We'll see what they do here. Again, give it right up the middle. They didn't get much, but they got enough for the first down. They got one, and that's all they needed. Again, not being able to get those guys off the field.
No, I'm a little encouraged that wasn't a bad stop there on that third down. Now you're seeing West trying to switch some guys out, keep some fresh guys in on the line. But we've got to get some push upfield, get some pressure on the quarterback, and get him out of his rim, get him so he's not so comfortable back there.
And right now he's had nothing but comfort tonight. 1st and 10, and there's the give right up the middle. It's going to be taken ahead for 5 yards on first down, and that was Reggie Dennis.
Yeah, and there was just a case of trying to do what we were talking about, get some pressure upfield, but keeping your eyes up, and we almost ran past the carrier on that ball.
We'll see. We've got a official stopping the clock. Going to get Meshach to come off the field. It looks like an equipment issue.
Yeah.
Nothing else. It's going to bring Dante Smith-Posey out on the...
And they just brought Dante Smith-Posey out of the game to give him a little bit of a breather, so...
Kraus in the shotgun. He takes it. It's going to be the pitch back. And ball's going to be taken to about the 46-yard line, 47-yard line. So McDaniel.
Now, and here's Dave, where it's so important when everybody plays their assignment. Port comes up out of his defensive end position and does a great job of attacking the quarterback, just what he has to do. But then there's nobody on the pitch man. We've got, and by the time anybody comes up on the guy, we're at a first down.
So here's 1st and 10 at the 47 of Shawnee Mission West. And Olathe West is going to be met in the backfield for a loss of 2.
Ball kept by number 11, Zach Kraus.
Yeah, Mike Williamson in there, and Meshach and a couple other guys. So that exactly what you need to dial up on first down.
Now we'll see how this translates into 2nd and 3rd down here, hopefully. They've been getting good chunks on first down, they're only in 2nd, and they've been 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5, not more than that.
Right.
We'll see what we get here. 2nd and 12. Kraus going to roll out to his left and throw back behind. He tried to get Frazier a little bit of that same pass they scored on in the first half.
Right. We actually fortunate on that one, because if Kraus hits the second receiver, who's a little deeper in that pattern, he is actually wide open, kind of going down the middle of the field. But obviously there's a penalty on the play, but they're pointing now to the west side. The other thing too, Dave, I was looking at this last play that I really didn't take into consideration in the first half, but it jumped out at me with them going to the line of scrimmage. Even though they're not really doing a hurry-up offense, with them lining up and not going to a huddle, what it does is it forces our defense, again, not to be able to huddle, and so you're not able to switch out personnel. You're not able to kind of discuss anything in the huddle. So I think that takes us out of our game plan a little bit.
What's a disappointing thing there? You get them 2nd and 12, an incomplete pass, so they're going to be 3rd and 12, and then you have a personal foul that gives them the first down. So, and there's the throw out to about the 28-yard line. So about a gain of 6 by Barnard
By number 16, Caden Bernard.
to the gain of 6 to the 28-yard line, and Olathe West is moving again.
Yeah, same old thing. You know, it's an easy game, right? When you get chunks of yards and 6 and 7 yards a crack.
Kraus is looking to throw again. He's under a
Get
little
it.
bit of pressure.
Oh,
Gets hit. He steps up, and it's picked. Nice pick by Wesley Clark. Wesley Clark with the pick, under pressure. That's Mike. You talked about needing a turnover there in the first half. We finally got one in the second half, but
and big play by Wesley Clark. Here you're marching downfield. Good pressure on the quarterback, which starts that play, which again disrupts their timing, gives Clark an opportunity to step in for the ball. Give him credit. Nice break on the ball, and what a need to interception at this point, turnover at this point. Now we need to convert this, Dave. Unfortunately, we've got 94
yards to go. So Kenny with the run up the middle for about 3 yards to the 9.
By number 26, Andrew Kenny.
So
On the play by number 41, Caleb Manager.
Dante Smith-Posey taking a little aggression, a little frustration out on the outside linebacker. We need a little bit more of that on this drive.
Yeah, quite a bit more of it. There's the give again to Kenny. He's going to bounce it out to the outside, and he takes it up to the 16-yard line. That's going to be a first down, I believe. Yeah, give him up to the 18-yard line. So a first down.
Okay, we already made 25% of the first downs we did in the first half.
So 7 yards. We'll give him 8 yards, actually, probably on that.
Now it's just let's play clean. Let's continue to execute. Let's not hurt ourselves.
There's the give. Right up the middle, nowhere to run for Kenny. That's a little bit more like the first half, just not a lot of room to run.
26, Andrew Kenny. Second down.
You know, we're getting ourselves in a little bit of a pattern here. I know we're in our own. We're trying to get some rhythm. We're starting to get something going with the running game. Let's mix it up a little bit. Something safe out of the backfield, pass, so that we don't get ourselves into a pattern and make it easy for the defense.
Callahan in the shotgun, Kenny behind him. He's going to throw it out quickly to Clark. He's going to take it, head for about a 5-yard. We'll give him about actually a 7-yard gain. He was bring up 3rd and 4. It was 2nd and 11, so we'll give him 7 yards on that one. And a big 3rd down play. You just got your stop. You need to get a couple. Especially in this where it is score-wise, you got to sustain some drive here. He's looking for Singh. Singh just a little past him. Trying to get him on the slant.
Should have swung it out here to the running back.
Out the flat.
Damian Singh.
Kind of force that in there, right there. Kind of force that in.
The hard part on this is, you know, it's going to come down to possessions. You're 3 touchdown behind. I mean, there's 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and there's only so many possessions you have left. And unfortunately, you got to make the most of the possessions you have.
And you can't let them score. You're basically to the point where you're getting close to having to pitch a shutout here.
Right.
In the second half. A nice kick by Reuben Anderson.
Very good kick.
So a 43-yard kick by Reuben Anderson will let Olathe West take it over at their own 34-yard line.
You know, right here, Dave, and DJ, it's a pride thing. Your homecoming night, you've gone 13 straight. You haven't won. You're up against a team who hasn't won their first high school football game yet. last thing you want to do is give that up on, as a senior, give that up on your homecoming. Now it's just a matter of let's buck it up and dig down deep and find something.
Owls with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and they're going to run that speed option to the right. And tell you what, that was basically what happened on that last touchdown in the first half.
Right.
There we got a flag on the play. It's going to be out. So we got a 12-yard gain, but we're going to come back because of a hold. So a 12-yard gain is going to come back. Is upfield, so it's going to be about 1st and 14. It looks like. Well, not even that much. First and 12.
What about a 20-yard swing? From where it would have been if it wouldn't have had the penalty. So again, as we said, it's almost a must-stop situation. You like you said, Dave, you almost have to pitch a shutout from here on out.
Yeah, we look at the clock. We're coming on 4:30 left to go in the third quarter. There's not a lot of time left. You're going to have to do it all from here.
Oh. And
that's about the best gang tackling we've seen from West all night long. We got another flag here, so we'll see what that is. And it looks like that's going to be against Olathe West. Taking back another 10 yards, probably another hold, it looks like. Or a face mask, yeah. Face mask on West. Not sure if they gave it a...
Face mask. Defense.
And a 5-yard face mask, but an automatic first down. Four minutes left to go.
I think that size says it all, Dave. It's just
the worst part is on when you get here to get a stop. Olathe West has either made plays, and they've made some plays, or we've done stuff like that to give them first downs
right.
too. That's the hard part about it is it's been a perfect storm of either them doing what they need to do or us doing something that we shouldn't.
Right. And
another first down.
Guy down. Looks like a cramp.
It might be Will Humphreys.
Yeah, it might be Will.
So Will's down on the sideline. We got 3:46 left to go here in the third quarter. There's not a lot of time left. You're talking about probably having maybe, if you're lucky 4 possessions. I think more likely 3 possessions left.
And you're hoping they're short field possessions.
Yes.
And we're not the style of offense that is going to drive down in 2 minutes. We're going to have to speed it up. We're going to have, if we want to stay in this game, either we're doing hurry up or, we just have to speed up our execution out of the huddle and from play to play. I was hoping it was a cramp, but it looks like he might have an ankle injury. He came off the field in that previous possession a little gimpy, and it looks like it's the same possible ankle.
So everybody's watching us. Even the Olathe West sideline is watching us if you look at it right now.
Good pickup, Dave.
So, 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line, Olathe West. 3:42 left to go. Kraus is back. He wants it all. He's not going to get it, but he gets out of bounds. And that's one thing. You know what? Receiver, that's not that bad a throw. Barnard probably could have made, or that was DeLong, number 18,
right.
Not 16. But if he gets his hands out, he probably makes that catch. He tried to catch it in the breadbasket into his stomach.
I mean, pretty good pass, good cover. I mean, really, Cadeau had pretty good coverage. Luckily, pinched him out of bounds and forced a second down. And more importantly, stopped the clock, which we need.
So Kraus is rolling out to his left. That's a incomplete pass. That was forward. So, you know what? I tell you what, if we can get a stop here, we owe them big time for stopping the clock twice. Now that's 2 plays in a row where they've stopped the clock with incomplete passes.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Dave. I'm thinking, you know what, they're playing in our hands. When do they start going to the run just to keep that clock going? Because pretty soon, as we both pointed out, it's a matter of clock more than it's a matter of score.
And a personal foul on Olathe West there. So that's going to take that back. And I got to see if it was, I didn't see if it was dead ball or not, if it'll still be 2nd and 25. It was dead ball, so it's 3rd and 25.
Okay.
It's a huge penalty for Olathe West right there. Because if you can get the stop now, there's a good amount of field position you can get back.
And we talked about that. I think that is real key here. Not only do you want to stop, you'd love to stop them at a short gain and take advantage of a short field.
The clock should not be running, guys. The clock should not be running. It was an incomplete pass, and the option goes nowhere there. That's the deal. We lost 15 seconds with the clock running when it was an incomplete pass and a penalty, and it should not have been. Clock should not have been running there. So
yeah, we haven't.
We need every second we
get.
Haven't
picked that up on that yet.
We need every second we get, and we didn't have that 15 seconds there. But it was an incomplete pass. An incomplete pass stopped the clock, and then the dead ball personal foul. We lost 15 seconds there on a running clock. So here's the first punt of the night. Finally saw it. Oh. And that was almost disaster, and disaster.
What?
I didn't see it. We're going to have to look on the instant replay here where they hit a West player.
Yeah, it looked like it bounced off a West player off the bounce.
Well, it looks like we recovered regardless. So
we did recover at the 35-yard line. So not a great.
I think Jerry Maldonado got it. Thank God.
Here's the punt or the replay. And it hits off a West player. It's only about a 28-yard punt, so not a great punt, but West will take over on its own 36-yard line with 2:16 left to go here, and it really need to do something with the ball in these possessions.
You just really need to score on this. You know, we can't go into panic mode yet. This is a possession. You just have to score. Get some mojo going.
Callahan's rolling out.
Ow.
Has Cadillo throwing a little bit behind him. Tough catch when you're running away and you're trying to catch it off your back hip and can't quite haul it in.
And that's kind of what I've been calling for all night. I wanted to see Cadillo out of the backfield. What we did was we took our 2 receivers. I was getting ready to be critical and saying, why are we sending our receivers so far downfield? We were just clearing the zone for
run them off there.
Yeah, for Cadillo, and actually a good play had we executed it.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Oh.
And
this wasn't a good pass.
We got the 21s are tied up there. Incomplete to Clark. Bring up 3rd and 10 here.
Yeah.
Really need to keep possession here and get this going, because you're coming down on 2 minutes left to go in that game. In the third quarter, you don't have a lot of possessions.
You're almost in 2 possessions, or
four down territory.
But I think you're still early to pull the trigger, especially when you're on your own 35.
Here's the throw, and Olathe West sells out to go for it. Callahan's trying to get around. He gets around and no gain. So he had about everybody coming at him. He tried to sidestep about 5 of them, but the 6th one got him.
Yeah, and it's the advantage Olathe West has right now. You're up by 3 touchdowns. You had them in 3rd and long. You just pin your ears back and go after them because you know West is going to come out in the passing game. And unfortunately, too, what's frustrating is we have to go with the double the blockers, and that only allows you 2 receivers in the pattern, and it's not that hard to defend.
You're coming on 1:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Anderson in for the punt. There's the kick. And it's going to go mark down about the 27-yard line. So,
like you were saying last week, Dave, if the kicker keeps his foot up in the air, he might get that penalty each time.
yeah, I was about ready to say that same thing, DJ. Ruben, I don't know if it's instinct to not want to get hit and pull up there, but as a punter, if you hold that just a little bit more and don't skip out of the way, you may get hit right there and get yourself.
Is that like baseball? You say wear it?
Yeah, that could be. That would be the same thing. 1:06 left to go. Kraus in the shotgun. He's going to throw out to Frazier on the right side, and it's just one of those, 4 or 5 yard outs.
Right.
They've been doing that all night long.
I'm kind of surprised they did that, though. They were helping us out by stopping the
Going
clock.
out
No, they didn't stop the clock. What's the call on that one?
I'm not sure why they.
He definitely stepped out on his own.
Well,
no, he did not.
I think he got pushed out. I think the corner.
Oh, okay.
There's a nice run right up the middle by number 7 Reggie Dennis. The one thing is in college, if you go out of bounds, it keeps running. The clock keeps running until the last 2 minutes. So the gain up to the 42-yard line, 1st and 10 for.
Yeah, and you're going to watch
Olathe
West.
West.
They're going to milk
They're
as
going
much
to
of
have
the clock
to.
as they can.
Yeah, they have to snap at one time. The play clock's at 7. The game clock's at 8. So they have to go one time. Kraus is going to throw the option out. Nice job. Aleo Gentry really came up nicely and hit.
Helmet to helmet. I think they're going to call helmet to helmet right there on that tackle.
And as we watch the replay here, we can probably see where the penalty goes. It's going to be a 15-yard face mask.
No.
We'll see here. They got a face mask.
Oh, it was.
Looks like Meshach
It's
coming
Meshach
across
coming
to
over the
help
second
finish
guy.
off the tackle. So that's the end of the third quarter, 26-7 Owls. We'll be right back after this timeout. Anybody missing your keys? Gonna need it. As we were talking, we were getting ready to start the fourth quarter here. Mike, you came up with a really good comment about the third quarter. What happened again for West?
We have yet to score this year in the third quarter.
And that's unfortunate. And that's another scoreless third quarter. And Kraus throws a nice ball out to Frazier for a 6-yard, 7-yard gain on second down. Guy in his face and 7 yards and a first down here for the Owls. And the clock is the Shawnee Mission West enemy right now with 3 possessions that they've got to catch up with and 11:40 left to go here in the game. Kraus again throwing, and I'll tell you what, and maybe there's 2 ways to look at it. If you're Olathe West, you think you got a big enough lead that you can still throw the ball. The thing is, they've ran the ball fairly effectively tonight too.
Right.
where you can still run the ball and do that fairly effectively and keep the clock running instead of stopping the clock for us.
Well, you're basically saying, "Hey, come stop us. You haven't stopped us yet." Old school says, "Run the ball, run the clock," but they keep coming after us.
And Kraus is
And
they throw
they've stopped
again.
on 2 possessions. So hey,
So incomplete from Bernard to intended for Bernard from Kraus, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10 at the 47-yard line with 11:27. Now the other way you look at it, I don't anyway see, unless it's maybe 4th and 1, 4th and 2, whether they go for it. If it stays out here, 4th and 5 or more, they're probably punting back in here
sure,
to pin us back. But
it's a possession game at this point. You'd make us go the whole length of the field.
Kraus is going to run an option out to his left, and
I'm having trouble with that option in that Galicia, our defensive end is breaking down on the quarterback, which you need to do. I don't see our quarterback and I don't see our linebackers, DJ, coming up on our pitch guys. I mean, it's like their heads not. The guys are downfield with the receivers and they're not paying attention to the quarterback.
Yeah, what's happened is what we've always been talking about for the past couple of weeks is linebackers are being hesitant, not coming up filling the holes. Once they don't fill the holes, offensive linemen are already there because they still. I mean, it's just forward lateral, backwards lateral.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so the linebackers just being hesitant, not coming up filling on the gaps, and once they're there, there's already open space to run outside.
Absolutely.
Boom. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yards right there. It could be more.
yeah, and that's one thing I was going to say. You said hesitant. I was going to use the word passive. It doesn't. It's there's not there wasn't a lot of attacking that looked like it was happening there towards the ball.
Right. Well, and we are kind of breaking down the quarterback, but I'd even like to see us just break down. That's an immediate call, right, DJ? Your defense end. If you're contained and your man is the quarterback, there's no reason to break down. It's you going right at the quarterback, make him commit. And I think you get in his face a few times. Pretty soon he's releasing that ball before he wants to. He's not hanging on to it so long.
Yeah, if you constantly hit that quarterback and keep hitting that quarterback, he's not going to want to push the ball anymore. He's going to get the ball out of his hands ASAP. Once he gets the ball out of his hands ASAP, running back's already there, and there should be another player filling. But they're just not doing a good job of coming up and actually hitting the quarterback. They're kind of waiting for the pitch and then making the tackle.
Right.
But they got to be more flying to the ball.
Either you're committed or you're not committed.
Yeah.
So after the timeout, the Owls are going to punt it. It's off the side of his foot, and Wesley Clark is going to have to let it go, and because he couldn't pick it up in that wash there. And
Unfortunately for Wesley, he couldn't do anything about it. It was a short kick, and it just got a very fortunate roll. So
he had 3 guys around him. There's no way he was going to pick that up
you
here.
can't risk that.
And it's downed at the 2-yard line, 1-yard line.
1 yard line.
1 yard line. He just had 3 guys around him, and you can't pick that ball up right there anywhere on the field. You're not going to pick that ball up with 3 guys around you ready to hit you. So, and especially inside your own 5. So,
and here
99 yards to go, guys. So 10:30 left to go in the game. Callahan's going to throw that. Nice. It's a nice slant to Clark.
Good.
And a 15-yard gain on first down will get some breathing room out to the 16-yard line.
You know what I liked on that too? Wesley ran a little better route, and he used his body to shield the defender away from him. Just.
And we'll look at here at the replay here real quick. If we get it, there's the replay. Clark with the catch. Callahan back. He's going to go to Clark again. Same play. Oh, and Clark comes close to breaking that one this time. He gets up to the 30-yard line. So a 14-yard gain up to the 30-yard line. So 2 completions, 29 yards, and got some good breathing room now.
Yeah, and keep it going.
Quick. Just absolute keep it going.
Yeah, let's not run that same play again, though. Not something to do.
Not to the short side.
So Wesley Clark with 2 catches in a row for 29 yards total, and that one's up in the air.
No.
Oh, did it hit the ground?
No way that that's a catch. They called it a catch is what they're calling it, but that definitely hit the ground if you look at the
So we'll see on the replay here whether this hits the ground. As it goes, it's a interception.
Wasn't even close.
And here's the replay on the tipped pass. Callahan outside. There's tipped. Goes up. It's hard to see
Hard
from
to
there.
see on our screen. Yeah, but it sure looked like he
That Alex Burge, number 2, who got in there to intercept that, and that's tough because after 2 really nice plays and get that out there.
And that right there could be.
And is that our one turnover?
That's their one turnover for tonight. In opportune time, 9:47 left to go, and you turn it over on your side, just off a tipped pass, not a bad pass, just a tipped pass, and a nice effort by Burge there to get that. Kraus way too long for Novacek.
Well, and again, interesting, Dave, that they're going to help you out by stopping the clock. I wouldn't say the game's out of reach completely. The last thing you want to do is give us an opportunity. You might feel a little more confident because of the way that we've executed or lack of execution on offense.
9:40 left to go in the game. One thing I think they feel confident. We'll talk about this after. There's the give right up the middle to McDaniel, and he takes it forward for no gain. The thing, especially in where they're at now, they punted last time. Where they're here, could be 4-down territory.
Sure.
I think they feel confident enough that they can pick up first down on 2 running plays that they want. They'll run it twice. They'll throw it twice.
Right.
Now they're stopping the clock on a few of these. They've had a lot of incompletions here, but I think they feel confident enough that they're going to they can pick up the yardage.
Well, and the other thing is with Kraus in the backfield, they essentially got another running back in the backfield. So even though they're lined up in an empty backfield right now, they still can run.
So there's a swing past Bernard. He's going to take it all the way up to the 25-yard line, and he's going to be short of a first down by about 3, so they'll bring up 3rd and 3 after a 7-yard gain by Bernard.
Going back to what we were just talking about, Mike and Dave, not even with the linebackers this time, it was the safety, number 20. He was being hesitant on coming up to get his guy, and that was his only man. He was man-on-man right there, and he was already too late. Once he caught that pass, he already had the edge on him and just got more yards than he could have. Could have been a loss of yards right there.
Yeah, you saw that stutter step and that hesitancy there, and if he comes up there quickly and there's a missed tackle, it's going to be a touchdown.
2, 3.
No, not quite. So pushed out at the 5-yard line. It looks like 3-yard line. So Reggie Dennis takes it up to the 3-yard line, a 22-yard run. And DJ, I know you're seeing on that one, you see a little stutter step hesitancy there by the safety coming up on the 2 plays ago that if he makes that, he made that read. He just was hesitating to come up and make the play.
It was a very good read by him, but he didn't feel confident in himself coming up to make it.
Not sure. We have a legal formation. We actually a legal procedure because they actually blew the whistle dead. So be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll bring it back to first and goal from the 8-yard line,
which is good for us.
Yes. Not sure if we're going to see another one of those double reverse passes from the backup quarterback to the quarterback. We'll see here, but 8:10 left to go here. Not a lot of time. There's only 3 seconds left on the play clock, so they're going to have to hustle here, and they just get it off. Kraus is running option to the left. And he pitches it back out of bounds.
Not coming up, filling the holes. That was a wide open gap for 23, linebacker for West, and he just kind of let the lineman come into him, and he had the open gap. It took the lineman a lot of time to come around and get into that hole. If he would have came up and filled that hole, he would have had a great chance of making a tackle right there.
Big hit.
Hey, so I'm back. What do we miss? The score?
Unfortunately, you didn't miss any West scoring, Dave.
Okay, I missed, and I apologize. We had the school district's wireless kicked us off the network again. So we had to get back on, reestablish everything. So we're back. We did miss a touchdown pass for Olathe West. Kraus to Frazier for about 11 yards.
11-yard touchdown.
11-yard touchdown pass. And then we just have another
on an ensuing possession. Then West came out and wasn't able to execute 3 and out, and ended up having to punt the ball back to Olathe West. And then we just had a handoff now to Reggie Dennis for Olathe West. It's going to leave about a 3rd and 6 with the ball on the West 47-yard line.
3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this game. West down 7-33 right now.
So
left, Callahan gets the ball off the snap. He's scrambling to his left. He's looking downfield. He's got a wide open receiver, and the ball's just out of reach. It looks like we had Will Humphreys down there coming across on a drag route, was wide open, which is really surprising at this point.
Yeah, I think
in the game.
So
it's Gleese. I'm sorry. It was
Gleese.
Gleese.
2 minutes left to go. We just missed what was probably a West touchdown on a really nice catch by Wesley Clark right at the pylon. Really no referee in position to make the call.
No, that was interesting, Dave. The side judge is all the way up the line of scrimmage. The back judge was it was all the way in the middle of the field.
So there's an
offsides. Yeah, encroachment.
So apologize for the wireless issues here. We worked with the school district and had this all worked out, and so it wouldn't kick us off. And about 2 hours in, it kicked us off. So we had to reset everything, and we're going now. But there's only 2 minutes left. We missed Reggie Dennis on the touchdown.
Reggie Dennis up the middle, for a touchdown.
Pass caught by number 21, Wesley Clark.
Wesley Clark with the reception for
Vikings first down.
about 12 yards and a first down. 1:54 left to go here in the game. Say 40-7. Olathe West lead. Callahan, he's looking for the slant or the hitch and go. He's going to run it forward. He's going to get up to about the 5-yard line. He's going to keep
still
pushing
going
down to about the 1. So nice effort by C.J. Callahan. 18 yards on that carry for all the way to the 1-yard line.
I think you can see where that
first and goal
leadership is coming from there, Mike. What we were talking about there, you can see C.J. Callahan he wants to win. He sees
the
team
effort
struggling. Yeah, he sees the team struggling. As a quarterback, that's what he's got to do is try to step up even with the deficit like they have right now.
There's the give to Kenny, who's going to be stopped right at the goal line. He's not going to quite get in. I mean, right at the goal line. He's 6 inches short. So we'll see what they do. They're going to hurry up to get a second down play in here. We're coming on 1:05 left to go in the game. Callahan running in quickly to call the play, and
I just gonna do a goose.
Punch it in.
Callahan got you there. Give him the goose and just let him take it in. No, we're gonna go the shotgun. Sorry.
So 50 seconds left to go in the game. Callahan is going to keep it. He's going to try to get to the corner, and he's going to get there, and he's going to score.
Touchdown.
So touchdown with 44 seconds left to go. A 1-yard run by C.J. Callahan will make it 40-13 pending the extra point.
And it's just decoration getting the touchdown, but mentally, I think you need that one. DJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about earlier. It looks like they kind of gave up on themselves with the score and everything, but right there it looked like West had a little bit of fight left in them, and regardless of them being down 40-13, maybe 14 right now after this field goal. Yeah, 40-14 now. They're still fighting, which is good. Offensively, they're still fighting. Defensively, it looks like they're still struggling a little bit, still lollygagging all across the field. But with 44 seconds left in the game, why not go ahead and try to punch another one in, or get a stop, or a big play or something?
Yeah, I think you're going to see. it'd be interesting to see whether Olathe East or Olathe West even takes a snap, or they just go into the victory. They'll take a snap, but whether they even try to execute a play or just go to the victory formation.
So the 1 yard run by Callahan caps off a nice drive for the Vikings, and a score with 44 seconds left to go. Still out of reach though, 40-14. Olathe West is about ready to finish off their first win in school history, coming at the expense of the Shawnee Mission West Vikings. And unfortunately, he's probably going to get West back to its 14th loss in a row.
Yeah, it's
actually, if you go back one to playoffs, it's the 15th loss in a row.
If you're West here, I think they might go for an onside kick regardless of the score, regardless of the time left. I mean,
well, you got to practice.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's not like you have anything else to lose, but you're down. Why not score another one to just break the deficit?
Nah, I think he's going to full kickoff. Oh, he did.
Anderson with the little dribbler up the middle, and Olathe West's going to fall on it at the 40-yard line, and they'll have 43 seconds to run off from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see, two knees, and I don't see West calling a timeout.
No, you'll see two knees here, and that'll do it. We'll be back. We'll do a little recap here at the end of the game, and we'll show the band's performance after the end of the game too. So there's one knee, and we'll have a second one coming now.
Yeah.
Yeah, about a 4-second deficit between the game clock and the play clock.
Yeah, so one more knee will have to go, and that'll do it. Not the way we wanted to see it, but we're sort of witnessing history here, guys. Olathe West with their first win in school history. A 40-14 win over the Shawnee Mission West Vikings. And
the Vikings 14, the Owls 40.
Unfortunately, guys, after that game last week against Free State, you sort of thought you'd seen something where really played well, played hard. That just didn't translate today, especially defensively. I thought DJ, you were talking about it. There was a hesitancy and a passivity on the defensive side tonight.
Yeah, they and it isn't just today and tonight. It's been all the games. They do a good job defensive line wise, and a lot of the time secondary wise. But I think linebackers are probably the biggest downfall for this defense, because they're running right up the middle a lot of times, or they're running outside. And as an outside linebacker, your job is to keep the edge, and it doesn't look like those outside linebackers are doing a very good job of trying to hold the edge down and keep those runners from getting outside.
Go ahead, Mike.
The only thing I was going to say is, I don't want to take everything away from West. You give them credit. They are 0-4. They came in. They executed a good game plan. They had some drop balls. They didn't make the mistakes. They only had one turnover. They put up 37 points. So give them some credit for playing a good game.
As we look at here, the stats here, 40-14.
40, I'm sorry.
Almost doubled up on everything. First downs, 23-10. Total yardage, 200 yards, almost 190 more total yards in there. That's tough to overcome there. And the rushing disparity for a West team to be outrushed 222-57 is
right,
not something you usually would see.
No, and for these guys either. I mean, these guys were averaging 100-some yards a game coming in. They were only averaging 80-some in the year. You know, they had a total of 412 yards of offense. And someone got sloppy at the end, you know, that Reggie Dennis run of 40-some yards or whatever. But still, being outplayed. And Dave, I do take it back to, I think we had 4. How many first downs did we have in the second half? I think we only had, I guess we had a couple on that last drive, so we maybe had a total of 5 or 6.
In the second half, we had six first downs.
So, but the real tell that doesn't speak to is the fact that your defense was on the field. If we had time of possession, it was completely lopsided, probably 80-20 in the second half, and your defense just got completely worn out.
And Callahan finishes 10 of 21 for 164 yards.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Kenny 15 attempts for 24. That's the tough one. You see 15 attempts for 24 yards. He just didn't have a lot of room to run tonight.
No, I don't think so either.
And then as we look at the stats here real quick for Olathe West, Kraus 22 of 38 for 187. McDaniel 11 rushes for 91 yards. Dennis 11 rushes for 110 yards.
The prison operators.
Those are the big times. You almost have
and America's strongest prison.
201 yards rushing off of 22 yards, 22 carries there from 2 guys.
Right.
And ruthless criminals of the day.
So that's some of the stats there for right now, guys. We'll let the band do their performance here of Alcatraz, and we'll take a break, and we'll be right back at the end of this just to wrap everything up.
Are drum majors Betsy Armstrong, Alicia Taylor, and Grace Loya. There were occasional inmate protests and uprisings at Alcatraz. In May of 1946, a few prisoners organized an escape attempt, and the ensuing riot became known as the Battle of Alcatraz. Officer down in cell block C. Inmates with weapons have taken over the gun gallery. All guards to your posts.
your actions, you are found guilty on the charges of felony riot and third-degree criminal mischief. You are hereby sentenced to 30 days in solitary.
Guards, there are 2 inmates unaccounted for. Prepare to shake down the entire population. Possible escape in progress.
Again, the West Pride Marching Band. Directors Bill Thomas, Kevin Hoopy. Drum majors Betsy Armstrong, Alicia Taylor, Grace Loya. Mike, a tough one there tonight where one of the guys, West is a little thin already, and some of those injuries and guys not being able to play, and it really showed both offensively and defensively.
Well, and I think, again, you've got some inexperienced players anyway, and then when you have some of those injuries, now you're bringing even more inexperienced guys up. You look at the good and the bad of it. It hurts you tonight. It's good for the longevity of the program when you've got some guys, young guys, get a chance to get some varsity experience. Now, it doesn't bode for you well, like we said this week, but hopefully in the weeks to come, and obviously next year, it's going to pay dividends.
So West goes to Olathe East. We'll play it. It'll be a Thursday night game at CBAC. So they don't have a lot of, it's a short turnaround now. You got to come play on a Thursday night.
You know what?
On the road.
Maybe that's a good thing. You get that bad taste out of your mouth sooner because, again, it is a tough one tonight. It's your homecoming. You haven't won a game in 15 tries, and you just gave a new school their very first victory on your home field.
Yeah.
I hate to put salt in the wound, but it is what it is.
So that'll do it from Shawnee Mission District School Stadium. It's a 40-14 Olathe West Owl victory over the Shawnee Mission West Vikings. So we'll be back here, not here, but at CBAC next week against Olathe East for the game on a Thursday night. Again, it's October 4th, a Thursday night. So that'll do it. That'll do it for here tonight. So this is David Compton signing off, saying thank you to Mike Relihan and Chris Turner and DJ Turner and Todd Walker. Always great. And Mike, no matter win or lose, what do we say?
Hey, Dave, you look out in the field and you see homecoming festivities, you see the band, you see the dance team, you see all the kids that were involved in homecoming court, and you still got to say, you know what, West is best.
Yes, it is. We'll